That looks cool. And if I could do it where like I had a whole stack, because anyone who's ever been in radio has 5,000 t-shirts. It's an absolute fact. My wife every summer makes me do a purge, if you will. And I don't know if this is just me, but I'm really protective over my clothes. There's a commercial going around where it's like the typical dad who, like in the garage, the wife's trying to get him to throw out the old, this screw and this nail and this thing and he's like, no, I could use those someday. And then he gets a win when one day, like, they have to repair something and he happens to have a screw that's exactly that size. I'm that way with clothing and with electronic equipment, like wires, plugs, all that. I actually have a giant plastic tub in the closet to my right in this room that is filled. You would laugh at how outdated some of these cords and plugs and adapters are, but I'm telling you, man, gonna need some of this someday. And someday, Jason, I may wake up and feel like today is the day I need to wear that Mikuni 2001 golf tournament shirt.
Yeah, I mean, that's the day that it was kind of destined to be that day, right?
It was kind of destined to be that day. So the other great thing too about having stacks of shirts and stuff like that is every year, about twice a year, I get a completely new wardrobe just simply by going into the closet and turning everything upside down.
Yeah. It's like,
you have a rotation
about this.
Yeah, you have a rotation. You wear the shirts, you wear the pants, you wear whatever, then you do the laundry and you stack them back up on top. But if
you wear like 6 different shirts to work.
You're saying only 6 different shirts.
Well, it seems like it.
Nick said the same thing. He said, "Guy wears the same thing every day," and I'm like, "That really?"
That's on me, I do the same thing.
Yeah,
I'm not saying anything bad about that.
No, but like that's the one thing because Nick and I always had fun messing with each other.
So much.
That's the one thing he said to me that actually got in my head because. If that's the case, I'm not aware of it, and I really need to do something. Now, in wintertime, it's a little bit different because I have these, I really like wearing these, I don't know what you call them, jumpsuits, whatever it may be. Huh?
Jumpsuits.
Well, what are the things where I wear, like I have the King sweatshirt and matching sweats.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what that outfit would be called.
Tracksuit, yeah.
Tracksuit makes me think of Al Davis, though, and like it's all satiny and zip up.
I hate to say it, but Dave, that's how we feel about you.
Oh God. Maybe I do need to flip stuff because then then I'm really using just a tiny percentage of what I got going on.
I found the place your life is going in the garbage.
Yeah. Speaking of Batgate, we still have not seen the Bat, but the Bat is 2-0. But we have there's just the problem with the Bat is that it actually gets to your quality of life.
You would actually prefer to see it again.
Yes. So that way I would know.
Confirmation.
And the problem is now anytime there's a noise, anything happening in the house, if I go into a room, I'm checking the corners. And as if that wasn't bad enough, I have a morning routine. I get on the computer. I start doing my end of the rundown, whatever it may be. And I have this little gazebo area outside I like to sit in. Turn on the little heater, turn on a TV, start the day. Drink the coffee, right? So I'm sitting there this morning about an hour and a half ago. And all of a sudden, I'm just sitting there. I don't have the TV on, actually. I have the TV on, but I have it on mute. And all of a sudden, I hear this. Yup, dude. And I go, wait, no, hold on. So like I turn the TV off, right? Just now I'm on alert. And then all of a sudden I don't hear anything. About 2 minutes passes. So I go back to my phone. And then out of my peripheral vision, I see something scurry. And now I know what's going on. And I get complete flashbacks as I did earlier in the week to Ratgate. There is now a rat chilling around my gazebo. And I know this because I waited a little bit. Then I hear something in the corner. And now I'm doing this thing, Jason, and I don't even know if this helps or not, but it would be hilarious if there was a camera on me where anytime I hear anything or just randomly, if I don't hear anything now, I just start stomping my feet really loud while I'm sitting in the chair, because I think that will, if the rat is thinking of coming anywhere near me, because let's be honest, they got to be more scared of us than them, I would hope.
That's what they say.
Unless they are riddled with rabies.
Exactly. And those rats, I find, you can reason with.
God, the reason, amongst others, why Chris will 100% burn in hell is that he knows that's going to get to me.
Yeah.
Because I do think that, like, what if the bat and the rat got together with their rabies, and now I have 2 rabies things going on around my house?
Super rabies.
Exactly right. And now that gets to quality of life, because now inside, I'm looking everywhere, and every sound is like something could settle in the closet. That's the bat. And if I go outside, I'll go outside during a break here at some point. What? Look at rat.
I mean, you got to expect this when you're living out in the country like this.
Yes.
Well, it makes me think, guys, now do I have to do, because the last time I had the rat, I called the pest place. And of course, they came out and told me I had to cut a bunch of trees. And then I signed up for the pest service. And then I canceled it like a year later because I was like, I don't know if it's working, which usually means it's working.
Huh.
And now it's like, do I have to get pest service again? And what are they going to do? Spray a bunch of rat away?
Rat be gone.
Yeah, rat be gone. And I don't want to. I don't want to set traps because they might work. And then I'm going to come around the corner one day and it's rat murder scene. Or, God forbid, a rat gets caught in the trap but not completely killed and it's just suffering. And I got to do something about it. I don't want any part of that.
That's why you have the bat to catch the rat.
Hey, do bats eat rats? Not really, huh? Because that would work.
Not the size of that bat.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Had an attitude.
Like, the worst thing that could happen is a bat pick up the rat.
Oh, that would be great. That would be the best thing that could happen, right?
No, if that thing picked up the rat and was flying around your backyard and or your house, you would lose it.
Yeah, no. I was thinking more like picks it up and
hey, friend, let's leave this place.
Yeah.
We're done.
Yes.
He looks bothered. Let's go.
Like
he just wants to fold his clothes.
Like if the bat, just a dog appeared behind me. If the bat, seriously, if you go back on a replay, that's the problem. If you go back and look, I just freaked out and looked behind me and there's a couple of dogs. Yeah, if the bat grabbed the rat like the Eagles did with Frodo and Lord of the Rings, just took them away from this place, I'm fine with that. Anyway, I'll give you a report on Monday, but we got a couple minutes. We've got to get an update. Chris was sending us some pictures last night. We're all interested. My wife wants to know how everything was. We were talking about it last night. If you didn't hear yesterday, Chris went to a Edgar Allan Poe speakeasy type of thing. 4 cocktails, four tales from Edgar Allan Poe, including The Telltale Heart and The Raven and much more. It looked like there was a line out the door when he sent me the picture. The atmosphere looked really cool. How was it, Chris?
I will say the term speakeasy is very generous in that it was not a speakeasy at all.
Really?
Theater. Like, it's just like, it should have been like, hey, cocktails and Edgar Allan Poe experience.
So they oversold the speakeasy part.
I think it was one of those things. That's something that people will pick up on social media is the speakeasy. And then sell you on it. Like, I would have gone if it was just the event, but the idea that they're calling it speakeasy is weird.
Okay, so on a scale from 10 all the way down to Willy Wonka walkthrough thing, how bad was the speakeasy part?
No, there wasn't one.
Oh, okay.
It's like literally you're going to the theater.
Okay. Okay. I'm thinking like a bar or something.
That's what I was thinking. No.
So false advertisement.
You go and you sit down at the seats, and like right before they perform, they give you the drink.
Okay, so if you're in theater seating, how do they get the drink to you if you're in the middle? Is it one of those pass downs like a hot dog at a game?
Yes, exactly.
I'll take a little sip.
Okay.
But but the good thing is, like, there's no assigned sitting. It's just like sit wherever you want.
Really?
So my friend and I came up with a plan of hey, if one of us leaves to go to the bathroom, we could say, oh, they're in the bathroom. I will take their drink. And then when that person comes back, they will say like, oh, I'm sorry. I just got back from the bathroom. I haven't got a drink yet.
Oh, my God. You guys are scamming the Edgar Allan Poe not speakeasy. This is amazing. This is
that work?
Oh, yeah.
This is you sneaking into. We're finding this out. This is Chris sneaking into Republic games right here. He's got an edge. All right. So I really want to know, first off, about the performance. I'm assuming they dimmed the lights. There's a spotlight on stage, and somebody in some form of costume hits the microphone with a book and starts, once upon a time.
It wasn't like a reading. It was more of a performance. So they like act out what happened in the story.
Oh,
and it's it's like a one-man show. So it's like one person for each story type of thing. And they had like the sound of the music was really good. And, they have like a projection on the screen of like kind of where it is. So like it's a really nice house for like the Red Mask story. And then the Telltale Heart, it's like a bedroom where the guy is murdered and stuff like that. So that was I really like that.
How were by the end of the night, was there any, assuming you weren't able to thieve extra drinks, would safe to say everybody had a buzz? Were there enough drinks to get a nice feeling going?
So about the time of the third story, so what happens is a woman comes out, tells you a little bit about Edgar Allan Poe, tells you about the drink, and then they do the performance. Then there's like a small intermission for people to go to the bathroom, then come back, same thing, a little bit about Edgar Allan Poe, a little bit about the story, a little bit about the drink. And about the third story, people started getting loud. People started interacting with the show.
Of course.
That's when you could tell that people were starting to feel good.
Okay. They're it's like the State of the Union. They're yelling out randomly, commenting on stuff. Well, you didn't see the State of the Union last night then, sorry.
I did not.
That's what yeah, oh yeah. There was it was a discussion more than a speech. So we know what you paid for the tickets. This is something that maybe will catch on as a trend. Would you go, not necessarily to this one, but let's say it was something else that interested you? Would you go again?
Like the same type of style is what you're saying.
Yeah, like it's not Edgar Allan Poe this time. It's, I don't know, Ralph Waldo Emerson or some crap.
If it was someone that I would like, I would do that again.
And what if there was like some sort of like Halloween thing? You said you're into like.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay, but this is like a traveling troupe. So final question, because I
wish I would have asked one of them, but it was one of those. There's like 3 shows, so it's kind of like, hey, get in, get out type of thing. I kind of wish if those people were from Sacramento, if they got just locals to perform in it, or if they got like people traveling around with it.
Oh, interesting. I wish you had. That is interesting. That would have been now. Because that would be kind of cool if they got the locals, give some local jobs. I can't imagine they're doing a traveling troupe. Maybe they are. So there's multiple shows though.
Yeah, so I think it's 6, 8, and 10.
Oh,
and like all sold out.
Wow, and you got to get everybody in and out. Yeah. It's just usher these hammered people out of there. Hey, have a safe drive. Could a sports themed night like this work?
I don't know how that would work.
So no, you basically have like Babe Ruth, Mickey Mantle,
like one man shows.
Where you have people like, you have a guy who comes out dressed in a Yankee uniform playing Mickey Mantle, who like tells a great Mickey Mantle story while there's like stuff in the background, and you have baseball themed drinks, and then maybe Wilt Chamberlain comes out, and then I don't know. Could,
I guess you could.
I guess where I'm heading is, have we found
how do we make money off of that?
That's what exactly. Have we found case to case signature show? We do one of these, and we just have like Jason Ross comes out as
OJ.
Yes.
I don't think I want to see that.
You don't?
No.
Okay. I was ready for a one-man show.
You're just reenacting the chase.
Yo, AC.
Different
You're
parts.
My best friend.
You got to tell the whole story. The beginning, the Nordberg years.
Oh, God. Okay, let's go to break because I just figured out exactly what the drink would be. We will take a break. when we get back. Dang it. When we come back. Hey, the Kings won, guys. The Kings won. No problem. Kings won. Anthony Edwards goes absolutely nuts in his game, and the big matchup with the Nuggets and the Celtics in Denver. Hey, we've got the president of the Sacramento Republic, Todd Donovan, joining us at 8 a.m. Republic season starts this weekend. Brendan Nunes joins us at 9, and we've got a whole Friday fun and games thingy today as well. So sit back, relax. It's a Friday program right here on Sacktown Sports.
Has Monty put together a roster that can help make a deep playoff run this season?
Just trying to give coach options, give him guys that can help us win in a variety of areas. Obviously, our top guys are going to play every game, but there's going to be other times, whether it's injuries, matchups, we've got to have some variety on the bench for coach to point to and say, go in there and help us win.
Tune into every Kings game this season
on Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with everything I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of dry AMD called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, colors appear dull or washed out. For others, hazy or blurred vision make it hard to see details, like fine print on price tags. Many have trouble seeing in the dark, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you think you have GA, don't wait. Treatments are available. Ask a retina specialist about FDA-approved treatments for GA and go to GAWon'tWait.com.
This segment is brought to you by Kia of Vacaville. Check them out at KiaVacaville.com.
Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
The defense got the stop the last time. Can they do it again? Crowd standing here at Golden One Center. The defensive chance loud, and there's the steal. It's Sabonis, breakaway. Domas with a two-hand rip. Kings lead, 131-129, 7.7 seconds to go. Popovich out in the center of the floor. Has got smoke coming out of his nostrils like a Chicago Bull. He was angry and barking at the official. The Kings with a 7-0 run, but it's not over. 7.7 seconds to go.
All right. Kings win 131-129. Let's start off by saying a win is a win.
Yeah.
From this point of the year on, wins are wins or wins. You take them any way you can get them. Screw it. Wins are wins. So, there's a term in sports called a moral victory, Jason.
Mm-hmm.
My question today is, are there immoral losses? And if so, was last night one of them? Because I feel like it was. They won, but
Yeah.
if you flip-flop what a moral victory means, then last night was an immoral loss. They won the game,
Yep.
but all right, whatever. We love you. You won the game. Good for you. But it was so predictable. Every dang Kings fan, I feel like, knew something like this was going to happen. And we told you all day on the show, this is not Monday morning quarterbacking. We've told you all week long. We told you yesterday, if you are a gambler and you want to make money, the easiest bet in sports last night was the San Antonio Spurs plus 11.5. And there we are.
I think after, let me see the order here. The Bulls loss, there were enough people that I saw or saw on social media. Well, the rest of the week will go, they'll beat the Lakers and lose to the Spurs. And neither game had even happened yet.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, well, I don't know. But yeah, I guess if we're following the theme of the season, and none of that makes sense. And I think it's so important that they won, though. I mean, because the difference of the mood, of the feel, we can rip I think you're right on the immoral loss part of it. That's what it exactly was. But it's so important that it was a win. I mean, I just can't reiterate how important it was that they won that game somehow, some way in the last 50 seconds.
I'm going to do some math here. Let's see. 27, 43. So in their last, I'm going to give you a bright spot here. In their last 3 games, Jason, including that loss, the Sacramento Kings are 43 of 48 from the free throw line. That is an 89.5% free throw percentage over 3 games.
Yeah, and last night was their season best. They only missed 1. That's the best performance. The Spurs didn't miss any, but Dave, if that's a normal night where they miss about 8, they lose the game.
100%. 100 trillion %. That game was there for the losing.
For sure.
But you know what? Look, again, we're not going to harp all day. We're not going to do the thing where the Kings lose and we kill them, and then the Kings win and we kill them. We're going to enjoy this immoral loss today. And then later on in the program as well, Malik Monk spoke up to the fans a little bit yesterday. This is the second time this year. Domantas Sabonis mentioned it in his postgame. We got to ask the question. Are you okay with fans booing? When I was going to say when warranted, but then that implies it is warranted. I don't want to lead anybody, but is it okay for fans to boo? I guess is going to be the question. Cut number 2.
Cut number 2.
Pacers have a chance. Up ahead, Neesmith blocks. Edwards getting up, and good night.
I still say the greatest block in modern times I've ever seen was LeBron James's chase down dunk in the finals, or chase down block in the finals. But when you factor in athleticism, regular season game situation, and everything else he did, it's going to be really, really difficult to find a better end game performance than Anthony Edwards, who I promise you I will call Anthony Davis at least once today, that Anthony Edwards had last night, Jason. I know you were doing the game, but I imagine, you saw it, just insanely ridiculous.
Yeah, what was weird is actually we had the game on in front of us during the pregame and saw the play, but didn't know how great it was. I mean, we're talking, so you kind of see what happened. Wow, a crazy finish. Could have basically iced the game with free throws, missed the second, gave the Pacers a chance, but then he chased down that block. And then now afterwards, when I saw on social media about 8 different angles of how high he was, where his head hit the rim and almost kind of the lower part of the backboard, and how he felt, that was just like an athletic and also scary block all in one.
I was going to tell you, I completely agree. Maybe the most amazing part of that block is that he didn't seriously injure himself. I still don't know how he got up and didn't hurt himself. When you look, especially the slow-mos, you look at how high he got, the fact that his legs got kicked out from under him, the way he landed kind of on his side / elbow forearm. That's going to be one of those plays that a 40-something-year-old Anthony Edwards is going to be, someone will show him a replay on TNT one day, long after he retires, and he's going to say, if I did that now, I would have shattered half my body. I think that's just youth right there.
Yeah.
All right. Cut number 3, please.
Cut number 3.
4 3-point shooting night for both teams. Jokic and Porzingis, he spins off him, miss it.
Yeah. Nikola Jokic is really good.
Yes.
And that was an Aaron Gordon highlight there, too. Not only 16 and 9, but you're always going to get good defense out of Gordon. And Jason Tatum had a corner 3 to, I believe, tie the game. Missed that. And these are the types of games, whether it's fair or not. And by the way, Nuggets win 115-109. Whether it's fair or not, Jason Tatum seems to have this reputation with him right now that he's an elite, excellent player, but doesn't have that certain something to put him in that classic echelon of best player in the league conversations. He's going to be, fourth or fifth every year in MVP voting, but there just seems to be this, he's missing something that some of the other guys don't have, whether it's fair or not. And this is the type of game, and that corner three is the type of shot that's going to feed those conversations. 15 points in 39 minutes, 5 of 13. But you got to remember, Aaron Gordon was checking him for much of the game, and Aaron Gordon's that good on defense. Unfortunate for the Celtics, but the Denver Nuggets, 25-6 at home. I think the Kings have one of those wins, by the way, there. So
yes, they do. Yeah,
tough luck.
On the Tatum part, it's weird because I know what you're saying, and that's probably how he feels. I know at the All-Star break, he said he was the best player in the league, which I don't agree with. I like his approach to it, but I don't agree with that. But that doesn't mean he's not a great player, and I don't think he'll end up winning MVP, but I think those that are in his camp will go, wait a minute, here's another guy that has the best stats on the best team. What do you have to do? And so I don't know. I don't know what that missing piece is for him.
I don't either. And you know what? He's got an opportunity to figure that out this year, too, especially if they bring home a ring. We'll take a break. When we come back, Kings win. The Kings win. And we've got audio to bring you through the game. Jason Ross will drive that train. We'll do all that right after this.
Subscribe to Sacktown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus view archive shows and exclusive content.
Subscribe at youtube.com/Sacktown Sports.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Xfinity, we have Wi-Fi all over the house, even in my hiding spots.
Ha! Found you.
How?
That's wall-to-wall Wi-Fi from Xfinity. Now through March 21st, get started with 200 megabit internet for $25 a month for 2 years with no annual contract and get Wi-Fi equipment included. Go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY or visit a store today. Requires paperless bill and auto-pay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply to internet service and Wi-Fi equipment. Actual speeds vary.
Welcome to the President's Day sale, happening now at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda. Celebrate with us and get huge savings on our giant selection. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings. Plus, get top dollar for your trade.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
#1 claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company. Sold on report.
At Ashton & Price, over the last 25 years, we've won just about every injury case you can think of. Slip and fall, falling merchandise, fell through rotted decking, we won those. Dangerous stairs, falls into holes, dog bites, won them. Injured while pedestrian or on a bicycle, auto, motorcycle, big rig, company vehicle, Uber or Lyft accident, we've won them all. And the best news is there's no fee until you win. So no matter how you got injured,
remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Hey, Sacramento, get ready for a lineup that's not just hitting home runs, but delivering laughs and legendary tunes. It's the Sacktown Sports live events calendar, where entertainment takes center stage. First up, on March 22nd, get ready for a night of hilarity as the comic genius Hannibal Buress takes the spotlight at the historic Crest Theater. Get ready for a side-splitting evening that's a real game changer. And on March 23rd, the laughs keep coming with the one and only Dimitri Martin at the Crest Theater. It's a comedy doubleheader that's sure to score big with your funny bone. But wait, sports fans, the excitement doesn't end there. On August 4th, the Outlaw Music Festival rides into the Toyota Amphitheater, featuring legends like Willie Nelson, Bob Dylan, and John Mellencamp. It's a musical grand slam you won't want to miss. Keep the adrenaline pumping, Sacramento. Visit SacktownSports.com for all the details and ticket information. Sacktown Sports live events calendar, your ultimate playbook for unforgettable nights and epic performances.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave asking you, are you feeling the pain of paying more and more for your gas? PG&E has increased their rates 4 times in the last 5 years, and the new forecast says PG&E customers may see their bills increase 32% by 2026. The good thing is there are steps you can take to protect yourself from these rate hikes, and better yet, American Energy may be able to help you completely eliminate your gas bill with a new ultra-high efficiency comfort system. Did you know SMUD offers huge rebates to eliminate your old gas guzzler? They can help you guide through the whole process. Seriously, listen to me. You go to the SMUD website. There's tons of rebates available, but it is confusing on how to do it. Listen to these rebates. $2,500 from American Energy, $3,500 from SMUD, $1,000 from Caltech, $2,000 home system upgrades. That's $9,000 in rebates. Let American Energy help you out at 916-520-9990.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
National Ping Club Fitter of the Year, Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is introducing the straightest, most forgiving Ping driver ever with the new Ping G430 Max 10K driver. A fixed back weight, Ping's largest head profile, and a carbon fly wrap crown help G430 Max 10K launch the ball higher with less spin for consistently longer and straighter results. Schedule your fitting and see for yourself at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, Fulton Avenue to Cap City Freeway, or online at hagenoaks.com.
If your passion is bass fishing, only one radio show has the action, information, and excitement of your favorite outdoor sport. Ultimate Bass, hosted by Tournament Bass Pro and California Outdoor Hall of Famer Kip Brown, takes you live to where the fish are biting every Saturday morning. Only Ultimate Bass feeds your passion with the latest news, products, tips, and advice from the pros. Ultimate Bass with Kip Brown, Saturday mornings at 5 a.m. on Sacktown Sports 1140, part of SEP's Saturday Morning Outdoors.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sacktown Sports.
Welcome back. Jason's going to take you through highlights here in just a second. Put 2 questions out today on the Twitter account. Question 1, was last night an immoral loss? Trying to explore that term today. The opposite of a moral victory. They got the win, but it felt a little bit dirty. 76%. Very early voting. Just about 40 votes in. 76% say no, it was not an immoral loss. And is it okay to boo the home team when warranted? We'll get into that a little bit later. And what I mean by when warranted, that's almost a little misleading. I didn't know how to word that. What I mean is because when warranted is a leading phrase, some people would say it's never warranted to boo the home team. Mm-hmm. I would say in a situation that would possibly call for, you can't just randomly boo the home team. But in a situation where some would say it's warranted, is it okay to boo? Or, can we do the whole, I buy my ticket, I pay for my ticket, I can do what I want, which is a slippery slope, because the people that are, double fisting beers and yelling and screaming can say the same thing. That's a second cousin of, I can go 65 in the fast lane. Or should you never, ever boo your home team, regardless of the situation? We'll keep you updated on both of those. By the way, Jason, so far, again, very early, 83% are saying, yes, it is okay to boo the home team when warranted. In the meantime, you got highlights from last night, and thank goodness it was nothing but cheers at the end. Take it away, would you?
Yeah, let's kind of try to tell the story of this game for if anybody did miss it. Let's go early-ish, Dave. Let's start in the second quarter where the first quarter was kind of back and forth. Actually, I'm on the replay. It's on right now, so the Kings are leading in the second quarter on TV as well. But let's go here where maybe it was the peak part of the game where Sacramento in the second quarter had opened up. Hey, a big lead.
Zach Collins drives to the low post, and the ball stripped away by De'Aaron Fox. Collins was concerned about Sabonis. Fox picked his pocket. Fox goes end-to-end with a hammer jam. Timeout taken by San Antonio. Kings are now up by 20. Fox has 10 points, all in this second quarter. Suddenly, second quarters are mega fun for the Sacramento Kings.
Yeah, at one point, Dave, I think the stat was between the Laker game and the Spurs game last night. I think even at that timeout, and there was still about 4.5 minutes to go in the half, The Kings were outscoring their opponents in the second quarter with the Lakers and Spurs 75-30 in the last 2 second quarters. They had a historic one in the LA game, and they were doing the same. It was 31-10, or no, it wasn't that. Yeah, it might have been 31-10 in that quarter after 44-20. So the thing is, though, the Spurs came back. So when it was 20 right there last night, I'm curious your feeling, because I know you're probably thinking, well, I don't even know that 20 matters, because if this is the Kings, this will be a game before long.
100% thought that. Absolutely. No, there was, and I'm not just playing for the crowd here. Yeah. And as a matter of fact, at the half, Jason, I put out a poll. The Kings have a double-digit halftime lead. Will the Spurs at any point tie this game?
Oh, and you only went tie. You didn't even give them the respect of the lead.
Nope, just simply wanted to say tie. I didn't want to mess with the poll results, and I didn't want to give anybody the room to say, well, they could tie, but they won't take the lead. No, make it even easier. It's a double-digit lead at home against a really bad team record-wise that is missing their superstar. So will they come back and tie? I was actually surprised, Jason. Just 59% of Kings fans, just 59%, believed the Spurs would come back and tie the game or better.
Okay. I actually thought it would be a little higher based on social media and that.
Same.
Where that would be, but I will do my own internal poll at I did not think that would happen there in the action, partly because, honestly, of the Spurs. I thought of all the like if that was, it doesn't have to be a great team. Well, Chicago, I guess, fits that bill, or a ish team, and it was like I'm like the Spurs. They're not a great team record-wise. They didn't have Wembanyama. I did not think the comeback would happen last night. But as we know, I was wrong, Dave. Let's keep going on, because the comeback did start to happen. And this is a little preview when we recap 3 in the key. A certain name I think Carmichael Dave mentioned yesterday.
Malik Monk now accelerating in the paint, drops a pass to Sabonis, and it's turned over. The pass was slightly behind him, and the Spurs were quick to bounce. Here's a run and a kick to the corner. Branham for 3. Just like that, you've got yourself a 2-point ball game. It's 83-81.
Malachi Branham, Dave.
I was getting excited.
Man.
He got close. I wanted. What did he finish with? 23, I think.
Oh, yeah, but that not even that's his career high. You basically got that.
Hold on, his career high was 27, I thought.
Oh, was it 27? Okay,
yeah, it was
wrong.
Yeah.
Still, I don't think I'm going to. You did pretty well in that one. I mean, come on. Let's continue on this one. So they were close, and you could hear the disgust happening a little bit in G-Man's voice. Well, not only did they get close, not only would they tie, they would surpass the Kings.
Malik Monk, 2-on-2. He drives in the paint, kicks to the wing. Keegan has it to Sabonis, and then his pass to Fox. Beautifully timed, broken up. Wesley drives and rips home off the bounce, the 2 points. Just like that, it's 118-110. Turnover number 12 by Sacramento.
So from up 20 to down 8 on your home floor in the closing moments, that was a pretty sick feeling in the building.
Yeah, and the thing, Jason, where I'm at with this team right now is my Chuck Liddell corollary that I've explained to you before. It's the same thing. It's the same reason why I picked the Chiefs to beat the 49ers. When in doubt, throw all the analysis out the window. I refuse to bet against Patrick Mahomes until he proves me otherwise. Same way I kept betting against Chuck Liddell back in the day on his title runs, and I finally said, I'm not betting against Chuck Liddell anymore until he gives me a reason to. I'm always going to assume he's going to win. I'm tired of being burned. It's the same thing. The Kings are on that Chuck Liddell run right now. I don't trust any lead they have. There's no lead. I mean, maybe, God, I mean, honestly, that's actually another really good question. Going into the fourth quarter, what is the number for Kings fans to where they would trust and feel confident the team will win? And honest to God, Jason, I'm going to put the over-under at 25.5. I'm not joking. I think that's probably somewhere near the number I would need to go, oh, they got this one. That's where they're at right now.
Well, and again, they were in trouble. So after this point, blowing that 20-point lead, down by 8 late, they would need some sort of miracle, and fourth quarter Fox was coming through.
Kings go inside and score. Fox adds 2 more to his tally. Fox wanted a foul, didn't get the call. It's 123-120. Fox is up to 15 in the quarter. Fox has now got 31 points.
If Fox would get to 33, unfortunately, Dave, he would foul out. We take you to the final minute. Kings are down by 5, and they're in all sorts of trouble. They get a hoop, get a little bit closer, and then they need a stop. And boy, did this guy save some magic for the end.
It's 129-126. 45 seconds to go. Kings have to have a defensive stop. They battle. Pass ends up on the right wing. It's now in the hands of Branham. Branham now against Keon Ellis for the screen. Drives inside. Forces the shot. It's no good. Rebound. Track down. Malik Monk has it. Races up the floor. Is he going to drive it? He pulls up at the elbow. Circles back out. Steps into a 3. He scores the triple. Game tied at 129. Malik Monk from the deep right wing did it solo. He's got 18 points.
I don't know what you were thinking when Malik was running and circling all through the court, but that was a shot that obviously had to go. Not many people on the team should even take that, but that was a heck of a shot by Malik.
That was we need to get a sponsor for this because that was the no yes shot of the evening. And usually you can tell when a shot's going to be, if not in, close. I saw him shoot that, and I would have bet $100 that thing was going to, if not airball, go off the front of the rim. It just didn't look like it had the legs behind it, but he sunk it, man. Good for him.
All right, so now they're tied. Now we got to decide this thing.
The defense got the stop the last time. Can they do it again? Crowd standing here at Golden One Center. The defensive chants loud, and there's the steal. It's Sabonis. Breakaway. Domas with a 2-hand rip. Kings lead 131-129. 7.7 seconds to go. Popovich out in the center of the floor has got smoke coming out of his nostrils like a Chicago Bull. He was angry and barking at the official. The Kings with a 7-0 run, but it's not over. 7.7 seconds to go. Sohan on the near side will put it in play. He's looking for help. The entry pass to Collins. Collins gives it off to Vassell. It'll be up to Vassell. He rocks. He fires. He misses. The rebound. Sohan put back. Off the iron. No good. At the buzzer. And the Kings miraculously get the victory. And pandemonium reigns at Golden One Center. Popovich comes down to congratulate Mike Brown. And he continues to make whatever point he was trying to make with the officials, and they talk earnestly face to face below us. And the Kings are victorious. I don't know if they deserved it. Well, of course they deserved it. When you score 7 unanswered to win it, you deserve it. But my goodness, what a tremendous job done by the San Antonio Spurs. And the Kings pull it out of the fire.
How about that?
I would say this going into the break. Kings fans will recognize this situation. You're a bad team. You go on the road. You show heart and soul. You're leading on the road against a really good team. And in the end, just as great teams find a way to win, bad teams seem to find a way to lose, like that Sabonis steal, the Monk 3. I thought Greg Popovich had a pretty decent point when it came to the refs letting a little bit of that go. So on the Spurs post game, you're talking about how the refs screwed you a little bit. The Kings got some star calls. The better teams get the calls than you. I just think it's important to take a moment and recognize that the Kings have been in the Spurs position many times over the years, and I'd much rather be on the other side, Jason.
Amen. Yep.
Flipping men. So the Sacramento Kings continue to drive themselves towards a winning streak, just like you can drive yourself towards Hoblet and the Dodge Power Shot Days Ram Truck Month going on right now. Save up to $12,000 off MSRP on new 2023 Dodge Charger and Challengers. Last of the American Muscle. That's right. You say muscle when it's American muscle. Save up to $16,000 off MSRP on the new 2024 Ram 1500 Laramie Limited. Over 500 of these available, so you're going to get the color, the interior that you want. Take advantage of federal and state rebates with a brand new plug-in hybrid and see Hoblet's true pricing at hobletdodge.com. You know the price you see. That's the price you pay. No hidden fees, no add-ons, no surprises. You're not going to get all stoked on the price, and then the guy goes into the back room and does the thing and comes out and goes, okay, well, after, this fee for driving it off the lot and this and that, blah, 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 here's an extra, $10,000. Nope, not at Hoblet. That's why they're the number one Ram truck dealer in California, number 7 in the U.S. of A. 5 minutes from the airport, right there in Woodland. Check them out online at hobletdodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody, and that means nobody, beats Hoblet, period. We will take a quick break. When we come back, let's go around the NBA. Anthony Edwards with an all-time closeout to a game. Karl Anthony Towns has surgery in a big, big matchup in the Rocky Mountains. We'll take a break. We'll come back on your home of the Sacramento Kings. That is Sacktown Sports.
Our first year as the radio home of the San Francisco 49ers is one we will never forget.
So toss to McCaffrey, a cutback run 30, breaks 340. McCaffrey midfield. McCaffrey 40, 30, 20, and toast it all the way down to the 3-yard line on the first play of the game. CMC Dynamite!
Congratulations to the 49ers on a terrific year. And thank you for so many wonderful memories.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with everything I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of dry AMD called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, colors appear dull or washed out. For others, hazy or blurred vision make it hard to see details, like fine print on price tags. Many have trouble seeing in the dark, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you think you have GA, don't wait. Treatments are available. Ask a retina specialist about FDA-approved treatments for GA and go to GAWon'tWait.com.
One ticket, 2 shows, the Sacramento Boat Show and Off-Road Exposition, plus the Big RV Show. Multiple dealers discounting all the best brands. Hundreds of wakeboard boats, travel trailers, pontoon boats, fifth wheel, personal watercraft and ATVs, toy haulers, fishing boats, motorhomes, and more. One massive event, the Sacramento Boat Show and Off-Road Exposition, plus the Big RV Show. March 7th through 10th. Find discounts at 2hugeshows.com.
Country in the Park is back May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Jay Cohen, Walker Hayes, and more. Tickets start at just $46. Country in the Park May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPfest.com.
Brought to you by California Army National Guard, Naturewood Home Furnishings, and RVs of Sacramento.
Dr. Ken Howachek and kinesiologist Kelsey Graham discuss the Good Feet store.
The foot has a lot of detail. It has a lot of complexity. There's a lot that can go wrong. A lot of problems start in the foot and end up elsewhere. Knee pain, hip pain, back pain. When aligning the feet properly, we can see relief elsewhere. And that's the beauty of the Good Feet Arch support. It can place the feet into their ideal position and gives them the balance, the support, the comfort, and the relief of the pain. The bottom line is that the Good Feet Arch support can be a highly effective pain relief solution when nothing else has worked.
The feet have a really big impact on how the rest of the body moves. The knees, the hips, the lower back especially. If the foot isn't properly aligned, all of these joints are going to function incorrectly. That results in a lot of muscle tension and chronic pain. What I really like about the Good Feet system is that the right arch supports can put the foot in its proper alignment. So all the joints up the rest of the body will be aligned properly as well. And when the body's aligned, we can reduce the risk of injury and chronic pain.
Visit the Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Modesto, Stockton, and Vacaville for a free fitting and test walk.
With the best in local sports. On Sacktown Sports.
We welcome you back. Want to remind you, Todd Donovan, President and GM of the Sac Republic, joining us at 8 a.m. At 9, Brendan Nunez will join us, our Sacktown Sports Kings insider, one of them, that is. And we appreciate each and every one of you for joining us today on a Friday Fun and Games Friday. Jason Ross, Chris Verlaud back in studio. And Jason, you love playing golf as I do. I have not played in a while, which might explain my calm demeanor. The Arnold Palmer Invitational going on right now. And there is a point in the course. Bryson DeChambeau did this a couple of years ago where you can elect to shortcut it over the water. And Tour Pro Jake Knapp hit a shot, 189 mile an hour ball speed, carried 330 yards, landed on the fairway by about 2 yards, 344 total yard rollout. I don't know what I would sacrifice. I don't know, like a finger, a year off my life, a child, my own, obviously. But boy, I to be able to just do that even once, much less regularly on the golf course, is a flippin' superpower, dude.
Absolutely, because like to whatever our level is, right? If we hit a great shot, like a great drive, how good that feels. And you think, man, they're piping that another 100+ yards. Like, that's ridiculous.
When when you got a guy, and it might be just the weirdest thing about golf, is that you got a guy like Ricky Fowler who's like 5'6", $150, and you and I are, let's just say, significantly taller and a little, just a tad heavier than 150. And you got a guy like Ricky Fowler who does not look like he's swinging out of his shorts. And there's many other comparisons on the tour, the same thing. They're not swinging out of their shorts. Right. And it's just piped 320, 330. I don't know how that works. I have no idea how the science in that works, but somehow it does. And the PGA Tour back in session. And Jason, next month, we're going to be looking at Augusta on our television.
You going?
No, but I've told you, I'm getting close, man. I'm getting close to just biting the bullet.
Winning the lottery?
Yeah. I keep waiting along with you for, one of our listeners to jump in and say, hey, got a couple of extra tickets. Would you like to go? And then
we love you guys so much. I want to take you to the Masters.
I can tell you right now, I think I speak for Jason, 100%. If anybody ever did that, signed glossy 5x10 from us at least.
Yeah, and we cut the payment down in half.
And don't worry about getting me a ticket. I don't want to go. So if you're like, oh man, I only got 2 tickets, but we're gonna have to leave Chris behind, that is 100% fine.
Well, you'll sneak in.
Chris, honest to God, if you had a friend offer you a couple of passes to go see the Masters, and you can't do the nice thing and give them to us, they want to take you, you wouldn't go?
No.
Wow. You would more likely go to Atlanta, Georgia to see an Edgar Allan Poe speakeasy than go to the Masters.
100%.
All right. Can you imagine that, Jason?
Well, it'd be a road trip. We'll bring Chris. He can go to the speakeasy. We'll go to the Masters.
Chris would love Georgia.
Yes.
Georgia. All right. We've only got about a minute here, maybe less than that. Just want to reiterate Anthony Edwards last night. And absolutely, Jason, I'm putting you on the spot. I'm not sure if you have a highlight in there. Oh, no, you probably don't have a highlight of the block. If I remember correctly, we're having some tech issues there. 113-111. Timberwolves go into Indiana, beat the Pacers. Tyrese Halliburton, 23-13. Anthony Edwards, 44 points. And the best block you're going to see all year long. Also, the Mavericks beat the Heat 114-108. If you are standings watching, also bad news for the Kings, 120-113, or maybe good news because it shows they needed the win to either keep pace with the Suns or keep ahead of the Mavs, which I believe they're ahead of by a game and a half. And how about this, Jason? Those lowly Chicago Bulls, they get a win in Sacramento, and then they go and get themselves a win in San Francisco against the Golden State Warriors, 125-122. But the big story in that one, we'll find out more today. Steph Curry rolls the ankle, and this one looked really, really bad, Jason.
Yeah, that's always going to be a concern. How about Chicago, though? To your point, Dave, coming out here and getting right out west. They beat the Kings, they beat the Jazz, and now beat the Warriors. Hey, you asked. I do have a highlight of that, and this was actually a pretty good call on the radio side from that Anthony Edwards block.
Halliburton, the hit ahead. Neesmith with it, dribbles in. Shot blocked! Oh my goodness, what a rejection by Anthony Edwards to save the game! 113-111. Wolves win! Wolves win!
Wow, that is a great call. That is a wonderful call. Well, I apologize. Okay, there you go. And to your point, going back to the Bulls, they beat the Clippers tomorrow. They're 4-0 on a road trip. That's Sacramento, Utah, Golden State, and LA. And we were talking about being there before as a bad team. You remember every year, no matter how bad the Kings were, they would string together 3, 4, 5 games where it's like, wow, what got into the Kings? They're world beaters right now. And seems like the Bulls are on that pace right now. And it's a mixture of Kobe White, DeMar DeRozan, Vucevic had 33 last night. So they're doing it with a group of folks there. And look at them. It doesn't make me feel better about losing to them, but okay, maybe it makes me feel a little bit better about losing to them.
I like to say we got them started.
We got them started. Welcome. We'll take a break. When we return, the start of hour number 2, the Kings win, but the boos got to the crowd. Not that kind of boos, by the way. Let's talk about that. Whether or not it's okay, we'll update you on our polls of the day as well. It's Jason, Chris, and myself all the way till 10 a.m. right here. Lock it in on Sacktown Sports.
The NFL's leading rusher plays here.
The handoff to McCaffrey, walks in the end zone. Handoff to McCaffrey, takes it right down to the goal line. He does his thing again. McCaffrey goes in motion right. Backwards pass led by Juszczyk. A block there. Hurdles a man. 10, 5, touchdown! CMC!
You can hear all of Christian McCaffrey's touchdowns on your home for 49ers football. Sacktown Sports.
Wendy's new breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie bundles let you create your own delicious combo. Choose from a sausage biscuit, egg and cheese biscuit, small seasoned potatoes, and a medium hot coffee. But it's obvious which combo's the best. Sausage biscuit and small seasoned potatoes. Well, maybe it's the fresh cracked egg and cheese biscuit with a medium hot coffee. Or 2 savory sausage biscuits. Whichever you pick, you can't go wrong. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new 2 for $3 Biggie bundles.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Single item at regular price.
Savings. Now that's speaking the Lowe's language. And with My Lowe's Rewards, your savings just keep coming. Save money with member-only offers and earn points when you shop. More points equal more rewards just for you. Because Lowe's knows you earned it, literally. Learn more about our new loyalty program at Lowes.com/MyLowe'sRewards. Program subject to terms and conditions. Points are awarded on eligible purchases. See Lowes.com/terms for full details. Subject to change.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm Dirk Verdorn in the KCRA3 Weather Center, and after a chilly start this morning, expect to have plenty of sunshine this afternoon with light winds that will help to warm temperatures into the mid to upper 60s. Expect cooler weather with more clouds over the weekend. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
Shop Folsom Lake Kia during their spring event and save big on your favorite models. You can even buy with zero down on approval of credit. Shop your trusted Kia dealership for over 25 years and tell them DC sent you. FolsomLakeKia.com.
I was in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean when it happened. There was a sudden jolt and our submarine crashed on the seafloor. We were in total darkness.
That's Dr. Dejana Figueroa, a marine biologist and STEM teacher, talking about a deep sea dive she'll never forget.
It's funny, when I was a kid, I was afraid of the ocean. And there I was, 2 miles below the surface. But as a scientist, you prepare for that. Using our training and a little creativity, we fixed the sub and finished our experiments. The dive was just too important. Every dive gives us glimpses at things few people ever get to see. Glowing creatures, fiery undersea volcanoes. When we got back to the surface, I kissed the ground and called my mom, of course. But you know what? I wouldn't trade that dive for anything.
Dr. Figueroa uses her passion for STEM to discover new things and make the world a better place. She can STEM, so can you. Check out She Can STEM for more stories and inspiration. A message from the Ad Council.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
To thank you for 40 unforgettable years, Dell Technologies is celebrating with anniversary savings on their most popular tech. For a limited time only, save on select next-gen PCs like the XPS 13 Plus, powered by Intel Core processors, and more. Plus, curate your dream setup with great deals on select monitors, mice, and more must-have electronics and accessories. When you shop online at Dell.com/deals, you'll have access to leading-edge technology and free shipping on everything. Again, that's Dell.com/deals.
Your gas light's on. We need to fill up.
Gas around here is too expensive.
Don't drive all over searching for the lowest prices. Just download the free Upside app and get cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying gas? I'm stopping now to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Cash out anytime to your bank account, PayPal, or e-gift card. Download the free Upside app now and use promo code GIFT for an extra 25 cents per gallon cash back on your first fill up. That's promo code GIFT.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-905-1990. That's 1-800-905-1990. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-905-1990. 1-800-905-1990. SelectQuote. We shop. You save.
Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
Fidium Fiber Internet has put together a heck of a lineup. It's 100% fiber internet. You get a dedicated connection and lightning fast upload and download speeds up to 2 gigs. Plans start at just $25 a month, so everyone can join in the action.
Welcome to the President's Day sale, happening now at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda. Celebrate with us and get huge savings on our giant selection. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings. Plus, get top dollar for your trade.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
#1 claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company, sold on report.
Only one radio program captures the excitement of hunting and fishing as it happens. The award-winning California Sportsman with Sep Hendrickson. Only California Sportsman takes you where the action is, live on the water, live in the blind, and live with the top pros and experts in outdoor sports. California Sportsman with Fishing Hall of Famer Sep Hendrickson is your premier destination for all things outdoors. Sep's Saturday Morning Outdoors. Ultimate Bass and California Sportsman, 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. Saturdays on Sacktown Sports 1140.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your flagship station for the Beam Team.
Should we light the beam? Light the beam, baby.
Sacktown Sports. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
All right, hour number 2. We got a packed show for you today at 8 a.m. Todd Donovan will join us, president and GM of the Sac Republic. New season starts tomorrow. And Jason Ross, the Sacramento Republic, and I know you love preseason polls, baby. They're number 1.
Hey, I love them the most when you're number 1.
Woo! Let's go. Let's go. And on top of that, we will
jacked
have Brendan Nunez joining us at 9 a.m. as well. The Kings won yesterday. We got all kinds of polls sitting out there. 3 of them today. It's a big poll Friday, if you will. Poll number 1 we put out, which makes you feel more, oh no, wait, that's the last poll, excuse me, was last night an immoral loss. The opposite of a moral victory, if you will. We're just having some fun with that. 68% of Kings fans say no, a win is a win is a win. The poll I just put out there, and I'll ask you this, Jason.
Gross.
Which makes you feel more confident? Option 1, Kings up 10 at home. Option 2, Kings down 2 on the road.
Oh,
2 on the road. Like,
for sure.
Not even close.
94% of Kings fans say Kings down 2 on the road is the position they feel more confident in. God, that's so sad, but true. Shut up, Metallica. And finally, is it okay to boo the home team when warranted? 337 votes already in. This is the one people are most passionate about by far. 78% of Kings fans say yes, we are allowed to be mad. And you heard Malik Monk a couple weeks ago say, I think the quote was when asked if he heard the booing, he said, yeah, I don't like that blank. I play way too hard to hear that. Last night, before lighting the beam, he had a couple of comments. Domantas Sabonis said in his post game, they just try to block it out. He's not a fan of it either. And Jason, you've got some audio on all that.
Yeah, well, at least I want to hear how it happened, the description during the game. Let's hear G-Man describe it.
There's Keegan Murray straight away. 19-footer. It's missed. Kings are... Henry, it appears to me that they're just suddenly they've lost rhythm, and it's like everything is kind of tentative and hesitant.
Like they're playing not to lose instead of playing to win.
There you go. Backdoor cut. Quick score. Blake Wesley converts. Timeout Sacramento. Biggest lead of the ball game for San Antonio. Kings fans are not happy. Got some boos raining down now.
So there you go. But you referenced the guys talking about that post game, Dave. So let's hear first from Sabonis on the fans booing.
With the boos, I just try to ignore it. We're at home. I don't agree with that. I understand it, but we're here fighting for our city. So I just kind of let that slide. We obviously want to win. And we got this win.
All right, and then one more follow up. You mentioned Monk. Here was Monk on that.
Yeah, like it bothers me, but you give me a little bit more energy when I step in the court.
Do you feel like it does the same to your team as well?
I don't know about these guys. They're a little weird. I just man. I think it boosts them up too, man. Because we all just feed on each other. So if somebody's down or somebody's rolling, I think we all just follow each other. So yeah, man, we feed off of that.
Okay, I had not heard that quote.
Yeah, that was different than the one immediately post game with Scott Moak when he was getting ready to light the beam.
Now I don't want to pick on Malik here because I don't think that. Well, again, I never want to assume what a player means because it seems disrespectful. But I can tell you this, in a vacuum, that makes me want to boo. What Malik just, well, and that's what he said. Yeah. He said, when I hear it, it gets me going. It gives me a little more energy when I get out there. And then after making a joke about his teammates being a little weird, he said they feed off of it too. If that's the case, then my God, we should start booing in pregame.
Right.
Let's go.
Yeah.
And I will say this. Here's where I stand on the booing. I've never booed the home team. I've never booed them. I just don't feel comfortable doing it. It's not my style to be in a game and boo these guys. But 1,000,000,000%, one infinity percent, because I gotta go higher than trillion. I completely support the fans' right to boo. And I would simply say this. I would hope that players don't like the booing. Mm-hmm. I would hope that they despise the booing. I would hope that it hurts their feelings a little bit. That's what boos are supposed to do. And if you're getting Sacramento Kings fans at home booing you, I can promise you that they're not booing without reason. And Jason, you and I and everybody listening, we all went through 16 plus years of failure. And you know what? I don't remember this team getting booed a lot. The things that are going to piss off Kings fans, it's actually not losing. That's not what it is. We're a different market. That's not what it is. If you're not hustling, if you seem disinterested, or if we feel like you are not living up to your potential, then that's the thing, which is why you have a long list of whether it's Keon Ellis this year, whether it's Scott Pollard 20 years ago, and everybody in between. The players that seem to bond with this city as much or more than the superstars are the ones that are diving, the ones that are bleeding, the ones that are giving their all. It's a reason why Mateen Cleaves is always going to be greeted with smiles and cheers anytime he shows his face around here. And Mateen Cleaves was barely on the floor. He was waving towels, but we appreciate that. We appreciate the engagement. So I'm not a booer, but I completely get why fans would do that, and I think they have the right to do that. I think go to about 27 other markets. This team in Philadelphia, this team in Boston, this team in New York, hell, this team in LA, where they barely even know there's a game going on. You want to talk about boos? There's going to be more boos than Robert Downey Jr.'s house back in the 80s. There's going to be a ton of it.
I'm trying to, again, my stance is the same as yours. If I was a fan and bought that ticket last night, I wouldn't, but I'm not going to say to the person next to me going like, stop booing. Like, I would never do that. That's how you feel. That's how you feel. Maybe people cheer louder than I would, or maybe I cheer. I mean, I don't know. I think people are going to fan differently. My thought, I always try to understand the boos, and to me last night felt like, and I don't know how you interpreted it, Dave, was a circumstance, if that makes sense. Like, I think the expectation, even though we've made fun of this, the Kings have had all these good wins and then they come home and lose. I think it was from being up 20, from playing a Spurs team, from being at home, for them not without Wembanyama, kind of the whole thing where I think most people said, yeah, I know they've done this before, but this is going to be a win. It's got to be a win. And then, I mean, it wasn't when they were up 20 and it got cut to 8. It wasn't when it got cut to 4. It wasn't even when they were down 1. It kind of felt like when they were down 6 and even 8, it took all that. Like, it was a long time coming, and it needed to go to a timeout to be like, all right, I am so frustrated with this game. How can I express myself? And I felt like, I don't know, and I wasn't a fan that was there booing, but I don't think it was an effort thing is my interpretation. It was like, what's happening? I can't believe it's happening again. I'm frustrated. This is how I'm going to let it out, and I'm just going to boo.
I don't enjoy boos, and I don't like hearing them because obviously, Jason, that means that whether you agree with it or not, there's some form of, nobody's sitting there booing when you're up 18 and winning 7 in a row. So there's a circumstance, and I agree with you. It is a product of circumstance. If you didn't have the Bulls loss, if you didn't have the Pistons loss, if you didn't have, yes, you're right. I don't think this fan base goes from 0 to boo. There's that is a buildup of emotion, but I think ultimately the fans have a very, especially here, the fans have a very there's a relationship with the players that this fan base has always enjoyed through their communication. There's the light, the beam thing. I mean, I heard, the DeMontis Sabonis chants last night, all the great things. It's tough for me to tell fans, well, you know what, cheer, be loud, go crazy, make the little flags fly in the old days on top of the logo on the scoreboard. But then when you're frustrated and you want to show your displeasure, bottle it. This is entertainment. Ultimately, it's entertainment. We're not curing cancer here. We're not doing anything serious. This is a ball game, and I hate to pull this out because it's kind of weak, but I think this is justified. You know what? You're all professional basketball players getting paid God knows how much money per game. You got a lot of people, middle-class people that are struggling and trying to make it work, and they're looking for some sort of distraction. They're looking for an outlet, and when they live, breathe, and die for this team, they were here before this roster. They'll be here after this roster is gone. I am almost always player-centric and will defend the players till the end. I don't want to hear the boos. I wouldn't boo, but if you're a fan and you want to boo, I'm not going to gatekeep that either. And like Malik Monk said, hey, if that's pumping them, if they're feeding off that, and if that negative energy gets going, let's be honest, Jason, this team is best. And maybe, you know what? I know we're late for a break, but God dang it, I think we just stumbled on it, Jason. All year long, we've been asking what's wrong with this team. All year long, we've been asking, trying to get into the psychology of this team. I think it might be actually simpler than we think. Do you remember, I forget the game, it was within the last 4 or 5 games, it was De'Aaron Fox, God, was it a hard foul? It was something happened. And De'Aaron he went absolutely berserk in the fourth quarter. And we were all sitting there saying, well, whatever, I can't remember what it was. But something happened with him, and he absolutely went off. Malik Monk, somebody said something to him a few games ago, and he went absolutely berserk.
Yeah, Gobert. Yeah,
Gobert. Maybe the key to this team is they need to be pissed off. Maybe the key to this team and why they're always winning games coming off of bad losses is because they're pissed off. And then they win that game, they calm down, they're not ticked off, and that's when they lose. Maybe that's the thing. And if Malik Monk, if booing's going to piss him off, then, I mean, I say this tongue in cheek, but my God, let's just boo for 4 quarters. Let's go win a championship.
Yeah, that would line up with why they're better on the road. Maybe home is more comfortable. I mean, they don't hear boos that often, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's more of a gentle, comfortable place. They're cheering for you. They want you to win. You got people supporting you. The road, you don't have it. Maybe there's something there.
They should show the clip of NBA Today laughing at the Kings.
Yes.
Before every game.
Yes. Show the clip where Kendrick Perkins brings up Domantas Sabonis as an MVP candidate and everybody in their dumb, stupid faces snickering and laughing and all that. That's what the intro should be. Just all these pundits that are banking against the Kings, saying disrespectful stuff, and then pipe in, some fan bases pipe in cheers, pipe in boos, man. Pipe in boos. Let's go. Let's win a title. Make booing great again. That's what I say. We'll take a break. Sell that hat. When we come back, 3 for Madness brought to you by Fire Wings. We'll talk about the upcoming homestand, what's remaining for the Sacramento Kings. And we need to talk again about this starting lineup as well. It's a conversation worth having. It's Dave, Jason, and Chris on your home of the Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Last season, the Sacramento Kings gave us a little bit of everything. A Pacific Division title, GM of the Year, Coach of the Year, Clutch Player of the Year, All-Stars and All-NBA performers. Plus, we got to light the beam.
Here's a steal by Fox, the breakaway. He's got the rip with the left hand.
What does this season have in store? Find out. Each and every Sacramento Kings game can be heard right here on your proud home of the Beam team, Sacktown Sports at sacktownsports.com.
At Elk Grove Honda, not only do we have a great selection of pre-owned certified cars at very fair prices, but every one of our pre-owned automobiles are treated with kid gloves with a 182-point inspection that covers everything from unibody to tires to brakes and engine filters. Then our certified cars receive a mobile oil change and fresh fill-up with full synthetic mobile oil. We know you have lots of choices of where to purchase your next car. Come to Elk Grove Honda, home of the 182-point inspection and mobile oil change. We're in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
Record-breaking global sensation, Chris Brown. The 11/11 Tour. Chris Brown, live in Sacramento. Golden One Center, July 30th. With special guest, Monty Long. Get tickets this Monday at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com. The brand new album, 11/11, is available everywhere. For more, visit ChrisBrownWorld.com.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
Got to be honest. Doing this the rest of the show with a heavy heart, Jason, because normally the family wakes up at 7 a.m., but 6 a.m., right when the show began, I heard rustling upstairs. No, it wasn't the bat. Because my daughter is leaving on her Disneyland choir trip today. She'll be gone until next week, and so I was excited.
A week?
Well, she'll be back next week. I'm saying she'll be back like Monday.
Oh, okay.
No, sorry, did I say that wrong? Yeah, she leaves today. They'll be back on Monday. They're getting on the big choir bus. You want to? Oh my God! You want to talk about an experience? Because that is
choir bus is out of control,
dude. It's going to be a 7-hour, 8-hour trip on the bus with all these excited kids, high school kids, and the choir teacher. I know this because I experienced it my junior year on the choir bus. Yes, I don't want to talk about it. you know that they're going to be like, all right, kids, while we've got this time to kill, let's do these songs. And you're going to have this singing, overexcited choir bus.
Just the boys. Now the girls.
Right. So anyways, I'm a little bit excited though. My little girl's leaving on a trip. That's cool. And then I go outside during the last break and I go, where's Avery? I want to say bye. My wife says, oh yeah, she left about a half an hour ago. Oh. I said, why didn't she say goodbye? Well, you were doing your show. Well, just come in and say goodbye.
She doesn't care about you or your show.
Yeah, shout out Marty McNeil. God rest his soul. You're absolutely right. Come on, man. Yeah, I paid for half of that trip. I should get a goodbye. Just goes to show you, man, they grow up and they don't care.
Cats in the cradle and the silver.
My dad pulls that on me all the time too. He'll text me, be like, "Hey, can we?" If I say like, if he wants to do something or come over or whatever, and I can't do it, he'll like straight send me hashtag cats in the cradle. And I'm like, yeah, okay. Anyways, the Reefer Madness brought to you by Fire Wings. Christopher Laud, question 1.
The Kings face Houston, Milwaukee, the Lakers, New York, and Memphis on this homestand. What will their record be in those 5 games?
All right, I want to give this a real answer here and not like a dramatic answer. Looking at those numbers, looking at the teams. You have Houston, who you're 0-2 against. You have Milwaukee. They're, Milwaukee. You have LeBron James and Anthony Davis looking for revenge. They don't want to get swept. You have the New York Knicks, who are quite frankly often a bad matchup for the Sacramento Kings. Although, do we have an update on Jalen Brunson? Do we think he'll be back by then?
I don't know that we'll know for sure by then. Yeah.
Okay. And then you have Memphis, which, whatever. Look, I'm not saying this to say this. I'm honestly giving you the answer that I'm trying to treat this, guys, as if you guess it correctly, you get a nice big fat cash prize. I hope I'm wrong, but I think they'll be 3-2. I think 3-2 is where they'll be. That's honest to God what I think.
And you know what? It doesn't feel like that's amazing, but if that's the entirety of the homestand is 4-2, going back to last night, that's fine. I mean, that's fine, right? Wouldn't you take that? Or you doesn't sound like you take that. I mean, 4-2 would be. I mean, you're going to be then at that point 12 games above 500. That'd be a season best. You've knocked off 4 more games. You're down to 16. I think you're getting yourself closer out of the play in there potentially if you go 4-2.
I would take it.
Yeah.
But let me use a food analogy.
Okay, let's do it.
That would be the equivalent of coming home and like, what's for dinner? And it's like a big salad. And like, maybe it's not like a side salad. It's got like
good for you.
It's yeah. I mean, I'm just,
it would be good for you.
I'm just saying the feeling I'd get where I'd be like, okay, like I get it. Maybe there's some chicken in there, hard-boiled eggs, some protein. Like we're not talking a side salad. Better. We're talking about a dinner salad. It's fine. But nobody ever. Yeah, well, that's fine. You throw croutons in there, maybe bacon bits, maybe some cheese, whatever. But does anybody ever like? Let's say you're at work and you call your partner and you say, "What's for dinner tonight?" And they say, "Oh, salad."
I'm like salad.
Nobody's like turning to their friends at work and being like, yo, it's salad night. No, there's no NBA players that are yelling out salad Saturday. Like that's not going to happen. It gets the job done, but in the end, you just kind of feel unfulfilled, which reminds me of something else. Like that's how I would feel about 3-2. I wouldn't be mad at it, but it's just it's the dinner salad of this homestand.
All right. Well, my prediction, Dave. Salad.
Salad.
Wow, that was a really good analogy.
Thank you. I want, Jason, the leftover pizza homestand.
Is that 4-1?
I think leftover pizza is 4-1.
What's 5-0?
Enchiladas or nachos, homemade.
Wait, nachos?
$75 McCooney's gift card.
Yes, McCooney.
Nachos are 5-0.
Okay, so here's the thing that you have to understand about nachos is you got to have my wife's nachos. Like my wife makes the mother of all nachos. It's not just like cheese and some salsa. No, dude, it's like the taco meat, the cheese, the beans, the guac, sour cream, tomatoes, onions, and she does it where like she'll do it's like a nacho lasagna. So you don't just have all the toppings on top and then 5 layers of chips underneath. She goes layer of chips, toppings, layer of chips, toppings. So every chip you get has toppings on it. Like I legit salivate at the thought of my wife. Like my wife's second most attractive feature to me is her nachos. That's how good they are.
Her nachos.
Right, exactly. Sorry. All right, cut number 2, please.
Question 2.
Is it possible this team would do better without home court advantage in the playoffs?
Sorry. Steve in the chat says, salads rock. Get that t-shirt. Salads rock.
If they won all 5 and maybe you can get, or I'll ask G-Man if they win the last game just to scream at the end, nachos.
I mean, you know what you should ask G-Man too next time? I'd be very curious. G-Man, on the food analogy scale, what would be 3-2, 4-1, and 5-0? Because G-Man's he's a secret foodie.
Oh, not so secret.
That's true. Following G-Man's exploits on the road. So G-Man would probably say something like, well, I'd say 5-0, Jason, is that's going to be
it might be a chili dog.
It might be a chili. It's a chili. Yeah. And then 4-1 is like DeFrancesco's spaghetti in Chicago. And, you know he'd know.
Yeah.
Let's see. Is it possible this team would do better without home court advantage? I don't even know if it's if possible is the right word. You're damn right it's possible. It might be probable. And I know that sounds like dramatics. Guys, they're 17-11 at home. They're 19-15 on the road. That's pretty darn close to having a better road record than a home record. And that is not a small sample size, especially when you add that into last year. They were 2 games better on the road than they were at home. Like this is actually a thing with this iteration of the Sacramento Kings. Is it possible? And by the way, the year before that, 16-25 at home, and they were 14-27 on the road. That means they were just 2 games better at home than they were on the road. Is it possible? Hell, it might be probable they'd be better off with that home court advantage.
Could you imagine if they get in and they're a 5, 6, 7, or 8, so they've got to play on the road in the first round, which is most likely the scenario that would happen to them, and they're up 2-0 with road wins, and then they come home and everyone's like, excited, but then like it might be 2-2 after 4.
Seriously. And I mean, look, I don't want to pick on it. It was an all-time crazy performance, but look, they had game 7 at home last year. And that was the Steph Curry drop 50. They had a couple of road wins in that one series. Like I don't worry about this team being on the road or at home when it comes to the playoffs. That's just kind of the weird way they work. And honestly, Jason, that's something I actually I wish they were better at home, but championship caliber teams, this is what they do.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where they are, home or road. Cut number 3, please.
Question 3.
Once again, is it time to make a starting lineup change?
All right, we got to go here real quick. And as a matter of fact, Jason, I'll couch the bulk of my answer. We can pick this up in the next segment. Sure. I will just simply say this. Our guy Kevin Herter last night, 16 minutes, 0 of 5. And Harrison Barnes, better, 30 minutes, 17 points. We had an eye on him the game before, so you got to be fair. Keegan Murray, just 1 of 4 in 31 minutes for 3 points. And it wasn't like there were signs of good defense, but when you've got Collins and Vassell combining for 52, when you've got Branham and Keldon Johnson combining for 45 off the bench, I think there's some discussions to be had.
Yes, discussions for sure. My short answer would be no. I just don't think they will. I mean, because who? Like now all of a sudden, are you changing 3 out? They're not going to do that.
No.
Herter right now has been struggling probably the most. Barnes hadn't been that great. He got double figures yesterday. And Keegan, yeah, there's some defense there to your point, Dave, but offensively, he's really struggled. So the one thing I'll give Mike Brown credit for on that is he's playing the other guys then. Like, if he's not getting production, he's going to play the other guys, and that's fine. But the way this season works, there were times we were frustrated with Davion, with Lyles, with Monk even. So I don't think there's an answer. I think this is the best group that they start. And then he quickly, though, gets to Monk and Lyles and the rest of that group.
All right. Well, we will talk a little bit about that when we get back. We've also got some more audio from the Kings win as well. I'll tell you this much. The conversation I'm going to bring up, Jason, not that you need a break to think about it. I think the spotlight needs to go on Kevin Huerter in the next segment. That's where the conversation needs to have. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll discuss Red Velvet, and we'll get you some remaining audio from the Sacramento Kings game last night versus the Spurs. Big win for them. Todd Dunovit coming up in just about a half an hour. President of the Sac Republic, Brendan Nunes, at 9 a.m. on your home of the Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Kevin Huerter plays here.
It's Huerter. He's been hot. He fires. He's still hot. Kevin Huerter from downtown has a 15-point first quarter.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Arnold Law Firm.
I'm Dirk Verdorn in the KCRA3 Weather Center, and after a chilly start this morning, expect to have plenty of sunshine this afternoon with light winds that will help to warm temperatures into the mid to upper 60s. Expect cooler weather with more clouds over the weekend. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
For us. The Arnold Law Firm has seen how a collision can turn anyone's life upside down. Be alert and stay safe. The Arnold Law Firm, providing real justice for you since 1975. Call 916-777-7777.
Ever since we got Xfinity, we have Wi-Fi all over the house, even in my hiding spots.
Ha! Found you.
How?
That's wall-to-wall Wi-Fi from Xfinity. Now through March 21st, get started with 200 megabit internet for $25 a month for 2 years with no annual contract and get Wi-Fi equipment included. Go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY or visit a store today. Requires paperless bill and auto-pay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply to internet service and Wi-Fi equipment. Actual speeds vary.
Country in the Park is back May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Jay Cohen, Walker Hayes, and more. Tickets start at just $46. Country in the Park, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by California Army National Guard, Major Wood Home Furnishings, and RVs of Sacramento.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Even easier than choosing Charles Barkley in a pickup game.
We'll take Barkley.
Ha! First pick. Sorry, kids. Yep, even easier than that. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision?
Okay, here's the plan. Pass me the ball every time.
This is banking reimagined. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
Dr. Ken Howachek and kinesiologist Kelsey Graham discuss the Good Feet store.
The foot has a lot of detail. It has a lot of complexity. There's a lot that can go wrong. A lot of problems start in the foot and end up elsewhere. Knee pain, hip pain, back pain. When aligning the feet properly, we can see relief elsewhere. And that's the beauty of the Good Feet Arch support. It can place the feet into their ideal position and gives them the balance, the support, the comfort, and the relief of the pain. The bottom line is that the Good Feet Arch support can be a highly effective pain relief solution when nothing else has worked.
The feet have a really big impact on how the rest of the body moves. The knees, the hips, the lower back especially. If the foot isn't properly aligned, all of these joints are going to function incorrectly. That results in a lot of muscle tension and chronic pain. What I really like about the Good Feet system is that the right arch supports can put the foot in its proper alignment. So all the joints up the rest of the body will be aligned properly as well. And when the body's aligned, we can reduce the risk of injury and chronic pain.
Visit the Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Modesto, Stockton, and Vacaville for a free fitting and test walk.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
The only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
All right, we'll pick up from where we left off real quick before we get to whatever remaining audio Jason's got in his pocket. Broken record here. We love Kevin Herter on this show. We are a Kevin Herter hive, and there is no ifs or buts about that. We just absolutely love the guy, and I think he's a fantastic basketball player when he's on. But we wouldn't be doing
you said no ifs, ands, or buts.
Oh, that's a great point. However, I didn't say no howevers.
I'll allow it.
You allow that? Thank you. Kevin's has he had a roller coaster of a season, and there have been months. Well, there's been months where he was really, really good, and that was November. And by really, really good, I mean 14 points on 40% 3-point shooting and 47% overall. That's good. But guys, his monthly average is 6.3, 14.3, 7.6, 11.9. 11.5, and in the month of March, the game of golf, March, he is averaging 5.5 points on 31% shooting, 26.7 from behind the arc. Last thing I ever want to do is pick on somebody when they're down, especially somebody who we know cares. We know it haunts him. It's not like he wants to do this, but you can't just. I hate it when shows, pick on the ones they don't like and use kid gloves on the ones they like. It's a business. You have to look at it. Last night, Jason, he was 0 of 5. And that makes him 1 of 8 in his last 2. And this month, he is 9 of 30 overall. And you're starting to see, we've talked about it before, ad nauseum, the whole Malik Monk off the bench thing. But you're starting to see things like with Fox and Keon Ellis on the floor at the same time. Even Davion Mitchell is heating up a little bit. And you just have to wonder, heading in the playoffs, I got to think this is on Mike Brown's mind. Do you at some point make a move, which he did earlier this season briefly, or are you riding it out with Herter no matter what?
I think I'm right. I think I would write it out with Herter, but I would write it out kind of the way they're doing it. But I am going to defend Herter here. Not that he's played well. That's not where my defense is going. It's what we have seen. I think we can't do revisionist history here. I would say in the moment, Keon Ellis, Davion Mitchell are playing better than him. I think that's an easy thing to see.
Sure.
But Dave, they did start at different times. And were we wowed? But did we watch that and go, that's it. Chris Duarte's the answer. That's it. There it is. Or that's it. Davion's the answer. That's it. Keon's the answer. Now, does it mean all of them can't play? And maybe, I know we get caught up in starting and all that. To me, the answer is Malik. He won't do it. So if that's not happening, I probably leave it. And if he's not shooting well, I take him out. What they're doing. But to defend Herter, if I told you over the last 2 games he would get 8 shots, 8 in 28 minutes. I mean, if we look at his best games recently, let's go to the later part of just February. Miami, the Clippers, and the Spurs right out of the break. He played 38 minutes, 25 minutes, 31 minutes, shot 15, 10, and 14, and had 21, 15, and 14 points. I think it's a little bit like if you give a player enough of an opportunity, they will score. Get them more bites at the apple. Like we saw Spurs players get minutes, guys are going to score. He has struggled, so that's the tough part with Mike Brown. It's like, he'll get out of it? Sure, probably, but how long does he wait? And right now he's waiting less and less. And I think it's less about his offense, to be honest. I think people are now seeking him out to score on him. And if he's not going to get 12 rebounds or 7 assists usually. So he hopefully hits enough shots to counterbalance and have an effective enough defensive game. But you're now getting good defense from Keon and Davion. The bonus is you're getting some offense from those guys. And so I don't think he'll change it. But, I think just 2 games ago, I think Duarte was really good, and he didn't play the last couple. So it is a roller coaster ride on some of the depth positions. But I think if we're kind of doing this as a constant evaluation, like I think Keegan's struggling. I wouldn't take him out of the starting lineup. Barnes, early on was like totally non-existent. He still pops in and out, and I just kind of think this is the group. The reason you brought him back is they've played, so many games together. But, Coach Brown will trim that rotation if he has to and get other guys in.
From the chat line on YouTube, Herder's 3-point perimeter shooting makes him better than the reserve guards. When the shots aren't falling, Keon and Davion are better. I agree with that.
Yeah.
But I also think that as you started your answer, I think that was the thing we agree upon the most. I do think Monk's the answer. And I think you move Kevin Herder to the bench, and that maybe does take some of the pressure off of him. Obviously, he wants to start. Everybody does. But, that now you're throwing some extra offense on the bench. Honestly, I can't imagine this is the case, Jason, but do you think any part of Mike Brown's reticence to start Malik Monk, do you think any part of that is factored in by the whole 6-man contest? I know that sounds stupid, but
I thought of that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, and I don't know what's in Malik's bonus or anything like that. That should never be a reason you do any of it, but I don't think so. I don't want to think so, but maybe. The other part too is he might already be at that threshold where he's been at, there's a certain amount of games you can't start, and he hasn't started any. So I think even if he started the last 20, he might still be considered a reserve. I don't know what those metrics are, but it's weird. Like, look, we literally said it, Dave. They've tried everything else but Monk, and so there's got to be a reason behind that.
I would think so too, and that is a question. And I mean, we should get. You know what? Today, Jason, I'm sending a text to the Kings. Let's see if we can get Mike Brown on.
Okay,
I'd love to. We haven't talked to Mike all year, and I'd love to ask him that. Mike's going to have a great answer.
Right.
I think it'd be a nice discussion. I don't know that we will exactly agree, but I would say this: if you and I are interviewing Mike Brown, one of us is the reigning coach of the year.
Yeah, one of us.
So I'm probably going to trust that guy. But I know he's not out there just the thing is that this isn't something where it's done willy-nilly. This isn't something where it's not like Mike Brown's out there just winging it with his starting lineup and his reserves. It's not like he's doing what we would do over at Fire Wings, where they have 21 different flavors to choose from. And whether you're going breaded Malaysian curry, my favorite, whether you're going with the award-winning peanut butter, I know, sounds weird, right? Peanut butter. But think about like Asian chicken salad and how they put the peanut sauce on it. It's the same type of flavor.
Salad rocks.
Salad rocks. We got to get that T-shirt. Bottom line is they're locally owned and operated. Those wings are sitting in buttermilk all night long, making them nice and tart and tender, just like Jason Ross. And you know what? It works. Go to firewings.com and enjoy this weekend. Lots of great sports on. You got the big college basketball tournament coming up. And so much more. Nothing goes better than wings in sports. Firewings.com. Find the location nearest you. Tell them your good buddy Carmichael Dave sent you. Fire Wings, just wing it. Hey, it's not how pretty the win is. It's how many of those wins you can stack up as the Kings with a nice run towards the end of the game. We've got audio from the game. Jason will take you through that coming up right after this on Sacktown Sports.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out sacktownsports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, the Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on sacktownsports.com.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss. Discover your dream home at Subcontractors United, your source for all home improvement needs. A talented team of home services experts is ready to make your projects a breeze. No more endless internet searches. Find your contractors in one place. Enjoy stress-free service absolutely free, with no hidden costs and no account to set up. Transform your living space into something extraordinary. Visit Subcontractors United today and experience the joy of hassle-free home improvement. Dream big at subcontractorsunited.com.
The Arnold Law Firm has seen how an injury can turn anyone's life upside down. Whether it's a slip and fall, a car accident, or any other kind of injury. For almost 50 years, the Arnold Law Firm has been here to help you through the entire process to protect you and your family. If you are ever injured or in an accident, call the Arnold Law Firm. The Arnold Law Firm, providing real justice for you since 1975. Call 916-777-7777. That's 916-777-7777.
This segment is brought to you by Kia of Vacaville. Check them out at KiaVacaville.com.
Carmichael Dave.
He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say.
He's good at what he does.
On Sacktown Sports.
Kings advance, critical possession. Monk drives, pocket pass, Sabonis, slams inside, pivots, double team, gives to Monk. He attacks, back to Sabonis, and he scores on the left-hand jam. Timeout taken by Popovich and the Spurs. 29 for Domas. What a terrific set-up pass that was from Malik Monk.
Welcome back. Before we get the remainder of the highlights from Jason Ross from last night, shout out longtime and loyal listener KT, who called me on the private text line during the break, and we yelled at each other for a while in a good natured way. But I did want to share her point, Jason. She was our good friend Katie, not best friends, but good friends. She called during the break to kind of continue this conversation we were having about Malik Monk, and the point she brings up, and it's an incredibly valid point, is this. It's not necessarily the fact that Malik Monk couldn't function and thrive with De'Aaron Fox in the backcourt. It's, and I hope I'm getting her point correct. Are you hurting yourself more by not having Malik playing with that particular unit? In other words, is Malik going to be able to play with that particular second unit a lot better than who you would switch him for? And is it just too much good stuff in the starting lineup when you have a 48-minute game and guys aren't going to be playing 48 minutes? I think her point is, you've got to have a cohesive second unit. And if you take Malik Monk out of there, yeah, your starters might be better, but how much are you losing with that second unit? I think that's a fair point.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we said there's been a reason, and Brown has elected to do that. And look, they've won more games than they haven't in the last 2 years with Malik as a bench player. He's been wildly successful, and he still ends up playing a bulk of the minutes, and he's a vital, vital piece to this team.
Is it weird, though, that and by the way, I'm not saying you're wrong, and I know I'm being nitpicky here, but when I hear you or somebody else say, well, look at the success they've had the last couple of years with Malik Monk off the bench, I think part of me instinctively goes, but could they have had more success with him starting?
That's a fair question. I mean, of course you have to ask it, right? And I almost wonder, I think this is the way the rest of this year will clearly go. No matter how the end of the season goes, and if Malik is signed again, that's probably something that has to be revisited to start a new year.
And I don't want to put anything in Malik Monk's head or mouth, certainly. I don't want to assume what he's thinking. Shut up, Chris. Yeah. But with him being a free agent this summer, you do have to wonder if part of that negotiation if part of that negotiation is going to be, guys, I gotta start. I want to be a part of a starting lineup somewhere. And honestly, I wish I could be a fly on the wall, Jason, because imagine this: if they can work it out money wise with Malik Monk. But part of that negotiation is, basically of him saying, I'll take less money to stay here, at least on a 1-year deal, but I got to start. Honest to goodness, I wonder if Monty and Mike would bend to that or not.
Right.
That's a deal breaker.
And look, there's people and teams and agents are going to talk. If I'm an opposing team, if I'm Philadelphia that's got a bunch of cap money this summer, I'm saying, Malik, here's a huge cash windfall, 3-year deal. Oh, yeah, you are starting for us. I mean, that's my pitch from another team for sure.
And again, I do not want to put words in Malik's mouth. Maybe that's the last thing he's thinking. He doesn't care. It's a very dangerous game, just presenting what could be a realistic option of something that would happen and just doing a thought exercise as to what our side would do. All right, pick it up, Jason. More highlights from last night.
Well, yeah, the one I want to do at least, Dave, is it's Jiffy Lube, drive of the game time.
Yes. 1-800.
Yeah.
920-1140. Apologies. Jiffy Lube drive of the game from last night. G-Man on the call. $100 gift certificate is yours simply for calling in and letting us know what that drive of the game is.
All right, we got some other. I want to play some highlight, and then certainly some post-game reaction. Let's hear the deciding play at the end again.
The defense got the stop the last time. Can they do it again? Crowd standing here at Golden One Center. The defensive chance loud, and there's the steal. It's Sabonis, breakaway. Domas with a two-hand rip. Kings lead, 131-129. 7.7 seconds to go. Popovich out in the center of the floor has got smoke coming out of his nostrils like a Chicago Bull. He was angry and barking at the official. The Kings with a 7-0 run, but it's not over. 7.7 seconds to go.
Yeah, and prior to that, of course, Dave, was the Malik Monk late three-pointer where he had a three maybe in transition, circled through the key, came back out, took a difficult three. You talked about it being the no, yes. Here's Mike Brown talking about that late three by Malik Monk.
You had to take open shots. You know, we've been in a position before down the stretch where we felt we had some pretty good looks, but we didn't take the shot. And we believe in all of our shooters. I mean, we didn't shoot well. I thought was 28% from the three-point line or 31% from the three-point line, but he created enough space for him, so he needed to let it fly. And so I was more than okay with him shooting that ball.
You know, Dave, there's players that are just wired differently too. And Malik, this is a strength of his, right? Where it's sometimes there's maybe no fear that can hurt you, but I look at it more of a strength. Like he's never going to be afraid of that moment and not afraid to miss a big shot because he's going to take the shot. And he's hit some huge baskets for this team over the last 2 seasons.
And I think it's important to remember that and to remember, for example, what he did last night, what he did in LA against the Lakers, and so many times this year where he just, you're hitting the circle button the whole time and he's going off because there's going to be games. And of course, there's going to be shots where you're like, dude, what are you doing? Like there's way too much of a heat check going on here. And I even said earlier last night when he took that sort of elbow three, if you want to call it, that extended three, I was 90% sure that thing was either going to airball or go off the front of the rim. It didn't look like a great shot, but that's why Malik Monk is the presumptive favorite to win Sixth Man of the Year. It went in, and you just have to – you got to let guys who sizzle, you got to let them sizzle, man.
Exactly. We were talking about Kevin Huerter a little bit earlier, and even to that matter, Keegan Murray. Let's hear Mike Brown address that and trying to get those two guys going offensively.
You keep trying to give them confidence and tell them there's other ways that they can impact the game because they both are more than capable. Obviously, Keegan has the ability to rebound on both ends of the floor. Keegan has the ability to defend at an extremely high level. There are other things that they can do. And same with Kevin. Kevin had a big offensive rebound in the fourth quarter for us. So they both have to continue trying to find other ways to help us win the game while looking for some easy baskets. And you get easy baskets by getting out and running and seeing if a layup can go in. Now a layup or two goes in and you feel like that rim is a lot bigger than what it is. And so they have to continue trying to put themselves in position to do that, to make the game easier for them while trying to do things that are going to help us win.
That's Coach Mike Brown. We will hear more from him at 8:13 when we have his full post-game reactions. We'll take a break right now. Been doing Kings all day, and we will continue to do a lot of Kings, but let's switch it up. Brendan Nunez will join us at 9 a.m., one of our 2 Kings insiders. In the meantime, Sac Republic season starts tomorrow. President and GM Todd Dunavant will join us to talk about the preseason number 1 ranked Sac Republic. We'll do all that right here on Sacktown Sports.
The only place you'll find De'Aaron Fox is Sacktown Sports.
Spins away from the defender, in the paint, soft floater. That's a great play by De'Aaron Fox.
Hey Sacramento, it's De'Aaron Fox, and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
O'Reilly Auto Parts can help you find a repair shop with our shop referral program. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts or visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Savings. Now that's speaking the Lowe's language. And with my Lowe's Rewards, your savings just keep coming. Save money with member-only offers and earn points when you shop. More points equal more rewards just for you. Because Lowe's knows you earned it, literally. Learn more about our new loyalty program at Lowe's.com/MyLowe'sRewards. Program subject to terms and conditions. Points are awarded on eligible purchases. See Lowe's.com/terms for full details. Subject to change.
Don't miss Power Torque Tools DIY days now at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Power Torque hand tools come with a lifetime guarantee. Visit O'Reilly Auto Parts today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by AutoAccident.com.
I'm Dirk Verdorn in the KCRA3 Weather Center, and after a chilly start this morning, expect to have plenty of sunshine this afternoon with light winds that will help to warm temperatures into the mid to upper 60s. Expect cooler weather with more clouds over the weekend. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
When accidents turn life upside down, AutoAccident.com is in your corner. Compassionate advice, loyal support, and the courage to fight for you. AutoAccident.com. That's AutoAccident.com.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
In 1923, the Field and Flint Company launched what they believed to be the best shoe on the market, using the brand FootJoy for the first time. Their tagline, a shoe that's different. And 100 years later, that tagline could well describe the launch of the latest iteration of the FootJoy Pro SLX Carbon Golf Shoe. Pro SLX offers performance innovation engineered from the ground for advanced traction, control, and comfort. The all-new Power Track system delivers stability and no-slip grip when you swing. A carbon fiber X-Wing distributes the energy to the shoe's perimeter for increased traction and control. And Stratofoam provides all-day comfort. In the end, it's about tradition, it's about performance, and it's about comfort. 100 years ago, this FootJoy Pro SLX Carbon would have seemed a shoe for a spaceman. Today, it's a great shoe for 18 holes right here on Earth. Try a pair at your local pro shop or learn more at FootJoy.com. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Get a great deal on your new Silverado at the Maida Chevy Silverado Superstore.
Great selection, great factory financing and incentive.
And great Maida Chevy savings on every new Silverado in stock.
Online at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Country in the Park is back May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Jay Cohen, Walker Hayes, and more. Tickets start at just $46. Country in the Park, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by California Army National Guard, Major Wood Home Furnishings, and RVs of Sacramento.
Welcome to the President's Day sale, happening now at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda. Celebrate with us and get huge savings on our giant selection. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings. Plus, get top dollar for your trade.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
#1 claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company's L1 report.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios. KHTKAM Sacramento. KYMX HD2 Sacramento. Sacramento's official home for the San Francisco 49ers.
Touchdown! San Francisco!
Sacktown Sports.
The The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then boom,
with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
All right, we enter hour number 3 of a busy Friday program for you. Coming up next, post-game reaction from Mike Brown last night. Brendan Nunez, Sacktown Sports Kings Insider, at 9 a.m. Friday Fun and Games with Styles and Watkins coming up along with celebrity birthdays at the end, as always, of that 9 o'clock hour. Joining us right now, the president and general manager of your Sac Republic. Tomorrow, Heart Health Park, 7 p.m. is the season opener. You can catch that on Fox 40. Go online as well, sacrepublicfc.com. And let's take a look at this preseason with the man, the myth, the legend, Todd Donovan. Todd, it's Dave, it's Jason. Good morning.
Hey guys, good morning. How are you?
Great.
Doing good, Todd, and I'm gonna start the interview with what we like to call champagne problems. I'm a huge San Francisco 49ers fan, and all year the thought with the 49ers, fair or unfair, was that it's Super Bowl or bust, and that's a great problem to have because obviously that means you're a great squad, but it basically means if you do anything but win a championship, it's a disappointment. The Sac Republic kind of mirroring that a little bit. Preseason number ones, I believe, personally, should have won it all last year. It was a tough end of the season. So, Todd, as the guy in charge over there on the field, at least, do you feel those expectations? Do you agree with them? And do you like being in that spot?
We want those expectations every single year because, like you said, that means you're doing something right. You're relevant. You matter, and you put something together that means something. And I think for us, we want those expectations. We year after year, that's our goal. We win a championship, and last year we won the Western Conference. The year before, we made the magical Open Cup run. For us now, it's getting over that final hump and winning it all. So we want to, last year was probably our most consistent season we've ever had. And, we came up just short in the playoffs, but, now we returned almost everybody from that core of that roster. And, we feel like we've made ourselves a little bit better in the process.
Yeah. And so maybe how so? What do you think, Todd? How did you do that? Lessons learned from last year. You've kind of established this culture as a winning program. The club has got that consistency you've been looking for. What do you think the areas of improvement are that lead you to believe that you can end this thing with a championship?
Well, defensively, that's kind of our hallmark. We set records last year in terms of, being difficult to break down goals against. We had the goalkeeper of the year. We had 2 all-league defenders. We had an MVP finalist in Russell Cicerone. So, across the board, all of those guys are going to be coming back. That's our starting point. So we're a difficult team to break down, but we feel like offensively, we've gotten better by adding, the League One Player of the Year, broke records, scoring goals, Trevor Amon, in Colorado last year. So we feel like we've gotten better on the offensive end and, want to continue to push that narrative.
Tell us about this kid you signed, though. Speaking of, you mentioned it last year, led the league down there in goals scored, and seems like you're adding fire to a fireplace with him.
Yeah, that's the idea. I think we think he's going to translate really well to our league. We've seen him preseason. He's very good with both feet. He just has a nose for the goal, and he stays in the channel. He doesn't get distracted and taken away from goal. He wants to score, and he's a guy that you want to get on the end of things. So, somebody like Jack Kerr, best in the league at serving balls. We think adding a player like Trevor is going to result in a lot of goals for us.
I've always felt like you guys have been well coached, well organized, just all the discipline you kind of need. Having Mark Briggs back again, what does that mean? That continuity and, again, chasing some of the goals you guys are going for.
Yeah, continuity is so important. I think it's sometimes elusive in pro sports. We've been fortunate to have a really, really good group now for 3 years running, kind of this core group of players. And, now going into the 3rd year of that group, we feel like we're even further ahead. We returned 17 guys from last season, added 2 young academy players. That's another, I think, theme you'll see this year is the youth that's going to really step up. We've got 4 teenagers on our roster. And we feel like they're going to be able to contribute and not just check a box. These guys, live, breathe, and are from Sacramento, and they play for their family and the crest. So that we think is a really cool advantage for us. We have such good talent in this region, and our youth academy turns out players all the time, but we feel like we've got a really, really good group of young guys that are going to be able to help us on the field this year.
Todd Donovan, President and GM of the Sacramento Republic, joining us right now in Sacktown Sports ahead of their open tomorrow, 7 p.m., Hart Health Park against Orange County to start the season. Now, full disclosure, when it comes to Todd and myself, you're talking about two people that work with Kevin Nagel, friend of the show, and me on the English side, you on the local side, Todd. But one thing I can add, colleague to colleague, or ask you, over in England, one of the big talking points truly is using Sac Republic as an example of a powerhouse club that competes year after year, that has those championship expectations that we expected, that we expect. That is the type of culture that he's trying to build over there, the culture that's there right now. You're also dealing with a guy, and I say this with love, that is going to let you know exactly what he thinks at any point in the season when it comes to what's going on the pitch. That being said, though, talk about the advantages, not just having an owner for a boss necessarily, but also having a fan as a boss who is that emotionally attached to the results on the pitch.
Yeah, Kevin loves this team. He loves the sport. He loves Huddersfield. I think we're lucky to have that synergy, and I think we're just starting to scratch the surface of how beneficial that's going to be for both clubs, really, because like you said, there's a lot of learnings that go across the pond both ways. And I think, we're engaging with Huddersfield on a bunch of different things and think that it's going to make both clubs better at the end of the day. And Kevin, ultimately, that's why he did it. It wasn't just because he wanted to buy another team. He thought there was a great advantage to doing it. He saw another opportunity to come in and really be the hero for a club that was otherwise in financial difficulties. And Kevin stepped in and did what he always does. He stepped up when others didn't. And I think that's who he is. And ultimately, I think for us, we're gonna benefit a lot from having that relationship with Huddersfield.
Todd, how about the USL in general? Dave mentioned it. You guys preseason, the nod is kind of the favorites at number one. That's always a great spot to be in. But the usual suspects there, like Phoenix and other teams, who are kind of the teams on your radar?
Yeah, the West is very deep. It was deep last year, and I think it'll be even deeper this season. Orange County will finish second. That's who we open up with tomorrow night, and they have given us trouble. We lost twice to them last year, so we feel like it's a great game for us to start off with. Being on the front foot at home, in front of a sold out crowd, it's going to be a great night. So I think Orange County, is our first thought. But yeah, you got the usual suspects. You got Phoenix, San Antonio, Colorado Springs. It's going to be a deep West again, and we play everyone in the whole league. So you've got Louisville, you've got Tampa. There's a lot of quality in our league, and it's only getting better.
Todd Donovan joining us. Todd, I want to ask you what I think might be an impossible question, but maybe the answer is easier for you. This speaks to the growth of soccer in America. This would be a much easier answer, I think, over in Europe and several other places. But for you, as the guy in charge of the team on the pitch, if I told you could only have one, if you could only have either a league championship or a U.S. Open Cup championship, do you have a preference?
Wow, that is tough. I think for us, having silver at the end of the day is the most important thing. And, it's hard to be choosy. I think it's been, the Open Cup run that we had in 2022 was historical. I don't know, there's a chance that doesn't ever happen again. But the tournament's also changing. And we've seen recently that, MLS is only entering 8 teams of their 26 eligible teams. So that does change the nature of the tournament a little bit. It's going to mean that we enter in a later stage in the tournament, and really have five games to a championship. Now that's not easy. We'll likely have MLS opponents, but it does change it a little bit when that that decision was made. So for us, I think winning the league title is most important. But winning an Open Cup, it's magical. It's special. I've done it. I've been fortunate to do it once in my career. It's been 19 years since that happened, and I wouldn't mind another one.
It ends up being such a long season. You guys go to late October, hopefully into November, and you're on the eve of the start of this. You've been around it a long time. Is there still nerves and kind of excitement on what's ahead?
Yeah, there is. I mean, this is my favorite time because you get, this in playoffs really, because it's been such a long off season. You do so much work behind the scenes. But at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, we do this, for the experience, for that game night, for that special feeling that we all get and the excitement of playing the game. So, putting everything else aside, all the hard work we do, all the hard work the players have done in the off season, the work that our staff does to get the stadium ready, all those things. I think when you roll the ball out and start playing, that's when you can kind of relax a little bit on some level and just enjoy kind of the fruit of all that work.
Final question, and we're going to have Kevin on sometime over the next couple of weeks, and I know this is, speaking of unfair questions, this is probably more suited for him, but I'll ask you. You're involved. You're on top of the whole thing. We're getting texts, anytime we talk Republic, and this is such a good thing because the fans are so dang engaged about this. But we're getting texts and questions. Everybody wants to ask you and wants to ask about the stadium. Obviously, that is an ongoing thing. That's something. There's no secret that Kevin has been working his off to try to get done. It's been a frustrating road, whether it's going MLS, whether it's building a stadium. I know I hear, and you hear 1,000 times more than I do, the frustration from fans. One thing I think you and I can both put our hands on the Bible and raise the other and say is that it's a top priority for Kevin and for the club, and he is working hard. Any updates or anything you have to say going into the new season about where we're at with that stadium?
Yeah, it's difficult because you don't get to talk about it, but it's something we work on every day. And I know Kevin, this is priority number one for Kevin Nagel is finding, our new home and securing our new spot in the rail yard. That's what we're working on. That's what we firmly believe we're going to get done. Yeah, so, we've been working with the mayor, with the, elected officials, all the things that you have to do behind the scenes to make this happen. It's a never-ending list. But we're doing a ton of work on it. That's our biggest goal. It's the next step in the evolution of our club and something our fans deserve, our team, our players deserve. And it's going to happen. We're going to make it happen. Kevin Nagel has made this his top priority, and we're going to get it done.
That is Todd Donovan, president, GM of your number one preseason ranked, hopefully number one postseason ranked Sacramento Republic. Opening tomorrow, Heart Health Park. Beautiful Saturday, 7 p.m. You can watch it on Fox 40, but get tickets and go. SacRepublicFC.com/tickets. I know we'll talk to you throughout the season, Todd, but good luck, and let's get 3 points tomorrow.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Always good to chat with you.
Thank you.
All right, bro. Take care. That is Todd Donovan. We'll take a break. When we come back, post-game reaction, Mike Brown, what did he have to say about that tough win against the San Antonio Spurs? Just a 1 minute break here, so we're right back with Coach Brown next.
What's the missing piece for the 49ers?
Which names will they add during free agency? Whether it's in season or off season, the coverage never stops. Get the latest 49ers news on Sacktown Sports at sacktownsports.com.
Capital Casino has been serving the greater Sacramento area in the same convenient downtown location for over 20 years, with plenty of close-by, well-lit parking monitored by security staff and offering the most variety of table games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. Best food, best service, and the best action. That's Capital Casino. For more information on tournaments and gaming, check out their website at capital-casino.com. And please remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Ever since we got Xfinity, we have Wi-Fi all over the house, even in my hiding spots.
Ha! Found you.
How?
That's wall-to-wall Wi-Fi from Xfinity. Now through March 21st, get started with 200 megabit internet for $25 a month for 2 years with no annual contract and get Wi-Fi equipment included. Go to Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY or visit a store today. Requires paperless bill and auto-pay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Taxes and fees extra. After promo, regular rates apply to internet service and Wi-Fi equipment. Actual speeds vary.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app. They bleed black and purple. It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on your local sports leader, Sacktown Sports.
All right, thanks to Todd Donovan for joining us, and exciting, Jason. Look, man, this is a good squad, and they really are kind of in that Niners position, whether you love it or not. This is a squad that has not just the rah expectations, but legitimately they are stacked, and knock on wood, barring injuries, etc. They should be competing not just for the USL title, but the U.S. Open Cup title. And I know soccer's not, look, it ain't basketball around here. It ain't football. I get it. But local club, they've been around a while now, and I'm looking forward to them kicking some butt this season.
They've built it, right? They built it in a way that now they're consistently good. There's expectations. That's what you want. We always talk about culture for all these teams. Well, they've done it. And now they just need to keep chipping away at it, go for the expectations. If you're starting preseason number one, you know what their own expectations are, as Todd said. So exciting time. It's a long year, but it's starting tomorrow night, and a lot of fun they always do well. A lot of people really enjoy the Republic FC, so that's going to be a fun year.
Want to update you on some polls we have going on before we get to Mike Brown. Just some stuff we've been talking about. Just for fun, put out this one. Was last night the opposite of a moral victory? Was it an immoral loss? 70% say no. It was a win. A win is a win is a win. So there's that. Number 2 hot topic. Is it okay to boo the home team when warranted? When warranted is in air quotes. You can translate that how you wish. Almost 1,000 votes in now. 79% say it is okay when warranted to boo the home team. And finally, again, just for fun here, which makes you feel more confident as a Kings fan? Number 1, the Kings up 10 at home. Number 2, the Kings down 2 on the road. Jason, 88% of Kings fans are more confident down 2 on the road.
Believable. I didn't think it'd be that high, but I believe they would be in favor of that. Yeah.
And that is the year we're having right now. Jason, you've got some sound from Coach Mike Brown?
Yeah, so look, it was a challenging night. We played some cuts earlier about a couple different things about trying to get Keegan, and Kevin Herter going, a couple other things on Monk's late three-pointer. But let's start with Brown here talking about, look, he and this team is going to do whatever it takes to win and whatever is best for the team.
I'm going to do whatever I think is best for the team. Yeah. But, the one thing I know I don't do, I try not to do, is just have a knee-jerk reaction because, this guy or that guy had 1 or 2 really good games, but this guy and that guy didn't have a couple of good games. So I'm going to try to keep putting guys in this team in position to win. And if you earn a right to play, I'm going to throw you out there. And, everybody has been good about embracing their roles. We talked about that at the beginning of the season. That's why you have 15 active guys, 18 guys on your team, because at any given time, anybody can help you. And if you're not playing, you got to stay ready. And if you're playing and somebody else steps in and helps us win, then you got to be as good a teammate as the person that was not playing was when you were playing. So that's a big standard of ours, is to embrace your role while uplifting your teammates.
It's a pretty good answer.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Go
ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I get it. I mean, his job is to throw the best people out there. And there's a psychological aspect to this, too, that we've talked about before when it comes to mentality. Taking Kevin Herter, for example. Right now, there's Three choices. Leave him out there, give him 30 minutes a night regardless, and let him work his way through it, possibly to the detriment of the squad, and you might be blocking guys hotter behind him. That's not the option Mike Brown's going with. The other one would be moving to the bench and bring somebody in. That's not the option that he's going with. So the option he's going with is, whether it's him, Harrison Barnes, I think has been a little bit of that too. Start them, keep everybody comfortable, keep everything in the same spot. But those bench guys are going to get more minutes, and he's going to have a quick hook. Now, unfortunately, you could argue that, look, that's just, you got to pick one or the other. I'm pretty sure Kevin would rather be doing this than go to the bench. But that also means that you got to think in the back of these guys' heads when they're out there knowing there's a quick hook. They're shooting with a little bit of trepidation. They've got that in the back of their heads that, hey man, I got a quick hook. I gotta make these shots, and maybe they're pushing a little bit harder. It's kind of a catch-22, but it sounds like it's the best of what he's got with Mike Brown.
Yeah, and I think Keegan's an interesting case study for the starting five because Fox and Sabonis, the credentials are there. You're just not touching those guys. They do it every night. They're so consistent. They are stars in this league. So that makes sense. Plug them in, play them as much as you can. As long as healthy, they're always going to get their minutes. I would say, Dave, we've all seen it between Herter, between Barnes, and Keegan. Those three have struggled, obviously, the most of the starting five, and each have also thrived at different times. They've all had success. They've all had some struggles. But I think of the three, Keegan has figured out a way to be impactful enough defensively. I mean, there's been times he's been fantastic defensively, and other times just enough to earn those extra minutes. So if Keegan has, like he did last night, a non-impactful offensive game with 3 points, there's enough there defensively where it's harder to take him out, where if Herter or Barnes are not scoring or doing other things, they're not amazing defenders, well, then he's going to go to Monk and get results. Right. He's going to try to find Lyles if that works, or Duarte or Mitchell or Ellis. And those are kind of the guys that are the swing players. And ideally, all five starters play well, but that generally doesn't happen. It's just these guys have been more of the up and down for larger stretches of games.
Fortunately, I'm not there. We got any more Mike Brown you want to share?
We do. Let's talk about maybe a hidden thing from last night, too. The Kings had a season-best night free throw shooting. They missed one. Now, when they missed the one, it also felt like kind of a peak point of when the lead was going. You're like, oh, my gosh, here we go again. But they only missed one. Spurs didn't miss any. A big part of the reason why they won, though, was they made their free throws. Let's hear Mike Brown on that.
No, it's very important, because, when you have an opportunity to score with no defense on you, especially from a position that you've been working at your whole life, you got to take advantage of it. And it's probably cost us a few games, but the efficiency that we're showing right now is what's needed, especially if we're going to figure it out come playoff time. And we've worked extremely hard on it, and we're going to continue to work hard on it, and hopefully it will continue trending in the right direction.
Yeah, and Dave, you brought the numbers earlier. The last three games, it's been dramatically better. They're the league worst by a distance, and no one's expecting them to make them all, but they nearly did last night. And just can you live in the 80s? 85% would be great. High 70s as a team. There's just been too many games where they've missed too many, and it has been a season problem.
Well, I hear you on that. I got to be honest, even better than that, what I'd like to see them do is go back to the 90s.
Yeah, that's right.
Look, bottom line is this. What you saw last night is you saw them blow a lead. You saw a massive comeback. There was just phenomenal energy towards the end of the game from the Golden One Center crowd, and that's exactly what we want to see, just like we want to see a second opinion, speaking of energy, from our good friends at American Energy Heating and Air. Right now, they've got a simple question for you. Have you recently had a technician diagnose? Hold on, there we go. Okay, you were worrying me, like, did I just do this wrong? I didn't have my music. I'll ask the question again. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system and you were surprised at the cost of the repair? Excuse me, I'm getting choked up thinking about it. Or did somebody seem off about the quote? Thank you, American Energy. It's a great read I'm doing for you. At American Energy, they take pride in giving honest and straightforward solutions to get your system up and running. And have a qualified tech come out and give you a free second opinion. Let me break that down. If you've got a quote from another HVAC company and you're getting something done, especially something expensive, American Energy is saying, look, we've been in business locally since 1981. We got an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. We'll come out to your house for free. And they're either going to tell you, free. You got a good quote here, or we can save you money. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain by doing that. So give them a call right now. You better. At 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Why are we cheering there? AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable. We'll take a break. Hey, look, when we get back, before we get to Brendan Nunes at the top of the hour, we got post-game reaction from Fox, post-game reaction from Sabonis, and also Sam Amick dropping an article on the Sacramento Kings today. And not only do we want you to read that article because he's our good friend, but he's got some numbers and perspective in there I thought that might be fun to share. We'll do that for you. Coming up next on your home of the Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm Dirk Verdorn in the KCRA3 Weather Center, and after a chilly start this morning, expect to have plenty of sunshine this afternoon with light winds that will help to warm temperatures into the mid to upper 60s. Expect cooler weather with more clouds over the weekend. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
When it's chilly cold at night, don't just add another blanket. Add a new furnace system instead. Now for as low as $5,999 with 0% interest and no payments for 18 months. Bonnie.com. Some restrictions apply. License 696-355.
Hey guys, do you know your T level? Revive Men's Health here in Sacramento is helping you take that first step toward better health and enhanced intimacy with a free testosterone level test, exam, and consultation. Plus, for this month only, qualified patients can kickstart their treatment with a free supply of ED medication. Call Revive Men's Health Sacramento at 916-365-4566. That's 916-365-4566. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
UC Davis Aggie fans, this is your new head football coach, Tim Plow, inviting you to our spring football game on Saturday, March 9th at 5 p.m. at UC Davis Health Stadium. The game is free to the public, with doors opening at 4 p.m. We're going to feature music, food trucks, shirt giveaways. Get your first look at the 2024 squad featuring reigning Big Sky Conference Player of the Year, Lan Larison. Come join us on Saturday, March 9th for some Aggie football and see what Shredville's all about. Go Ags.
Welcome to the March Mania sales event at Kia of Vacaville, Northern California's premier destination for automotive excellence. Get ready for an exhilarating showcase of our 2024 vehicle lineup, where innovation meets the road and customer satisfaction reigns supreme. Step into the future with the all-new Kia Sportage, where cutting-edge design harmonizes with dynamic performance. Explore the outstanding fuel efficiency of the Kia Niro, a hybrid marvel that redefines eco-friendly driving. Experience the unparalleled luxury and versatility of the Kia Telluride, setting new standards for sophistication and practicality. Don't miss out on our impressive selection of eco-friendly Kia hybrid options, tailored for drivers who demand efficiency without compromising on style. And for those seeking the EV9, Kia of Vacaville has it ready for delivery or in stock. Visit us today during March Mania and discover why Kia of Vacaville is the ultimate destination for automotive excellence. Model availability and features may vary. Please visit Kia of Vacaville for more information.
Dr. Ken Howachek and kinesiologist Kelsey Graham discuss the Good Feet store.
The foot has a lot of detail. It has a lot of complexity. There's a lot that can go wrong. A lot of problems start in the foot and end up elsewhere. Knee pain, hip pain, back pain. When aligning the feet properly, we can see relief elsewhere. And that's the beauty of the Good Feet Arch support. It can place the feet into their ideal position and gives them the balance, the support, the comfort, and the relief of the pain. The bottom line is that the Good Feet Arch support can be a highly effective pain relief solution when nothing else has worked.
The feet have a really big impact on how the rest of the body moves. The knees, the hips, the lower back especially. If the foot isn't properly aligned, all of these joints are going to function incorrectly. That results in a lot of muscle tension and chronic pain. What I really like about the Good Feet system is that the right arch supports can put the foot in its proper alignment. So all the joints up the rest of the body will be aligned properly as well. And when the body's aligned, we can reduce the risk of injury and chronic pain.
Visit the Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Modesto, Stockton, and Vacaville for a free fitting and test walk.
The
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sacktown Sports.
We clean up a couple things off the chat here, based on the fact that I mentioned earlier, my daughter is on her way right now with her choir friends to sing, and I had mentioned that I did that my junior year. Now, one of our listeners was saying we need a Dave and Katie duet, and the response there was Katie would never do it. I'm here to tell you, Katie will sing any chance she gets. You may not know that about her. Ask her. Katie loves belting herself out, whatever latest country song is hanging out. Trust me on that. Secondly, what was the other thing I wanted to bring up? Dang it, during the break. A lot of people really stuck on the Boo Bird stuff. Mm-hmm. And, you know, Jason, again, I think it really comes down to, I just never feel comfortable gatekeeping how to fan. We've said it before. You wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. Or at least I can't say I wouldn't do it. I just never have. I haven't.
As bad as the Kings have been in certain times and you haven't done it, I don't think you're ever going to do it.
Yeah, I don't. Well, I will say this. Look, I have no problems admitting this. I have been more angry at this Kings team. This is how screwy it is psychologically. I have been as or more angry with this Kings team this year than I may ever have been as a Kings fan. And it's weird because it's like, well, hold on, Dave. They're in the playoffs. They're over 10 games over 500. They're a good team. How is it that you've been through every year with this team, years where they won games in the teens, in the 20s? We've gone through, I don't want to disrespect the players of the past, but you know who. We've gone through rosters sometimes that look like they were pulled out of a Wheaties box. And how is it that you're more angry? And I'll tell you, and I think I understand the boos. I may not do it, but I 100% get it because, and I'll say it again, if it's a hustle thing, which I don't think it is generally, if it's a heart thing, which I don't think it is generally, or if you're not living up to your potential, I think that's the source of the boos. It's not entitlement. But I think it is expectations. I think with great expectations come great responsibility. Those old school teams that sucked, you may think, well, you should have booed those guys. No, that's the secret. Sacramento Kings don't boo losing. They don't boo losing. That's not why these people are booing. They're booing because they know that this team is better than that. They know that this team can beat Oklahoma City on the road, beat Minnesota multiple times on the road, beat Denver on the road on the second night of a back-to-back at the end of a road trip. And they know that this team has lost twice to a shorthanded Miami team, has lost to Charlotte at home, has lost to Detroit at home, and almost lost to San Antonio last night at home. They're booing because, in a weird way, they have far more respect and admiration for this year's club than they have for clubs in years past, Jason. I mean, I that's why I think that's the case.
Yeah, I agree. And I think, look, we said it yesterday. What was the spread? 12.5?
11.5. Highest in the league.
That's an expectation, right? Vegas thinks the Kings are going to win and going to win comfortably. And there was a point where they were up comfortably. And then it's going down the familiar road of all the themes that this team has built. A quality road win the night before, a home advantage. Here it's evaporating. They're also undermanned. So all the narratives that could take you down a negative path all happened. I mean, it was right there in front of everybody when there were minutes that they played well. I mean, that did happen in the game, but they let it all go away. And it was one of those that they got to the end result, which we all said, like, at the end of the night, it has to be a win. I didn't think it would be once it got to as bad as it did and 50 seconds to go and down 5. It just looked bleak. So they got there, but in that meantime, I understand the frustrations of the fans for sure. The players were frustrated. So that's the thing. Like if it was me as a player, I wouldn't need it. I would have been frustrated. I don't know if I'd be mad that the fans booed, but I'm not one. I would be just, what are they doing tonight? I'd be venting to myself or whoever I'm with at the game. But if people are booing, I'm not going to go, hey, stop booing. Like that's fine. Just boo.
You were talking about the spread. Can I give you an interesting stat from last night?
Yeah.
Yeah, please.
So there were 7 NBA games, and the margin of victory last night was 2, 2, 3, 6, 6, 7. Wow. So out of the 4,528 days in NBA history with at least 7 games, this is only the second to have had every game decided by 7 points or fewer.
Wow.
And what's the end of that? What was the last time? It was like 1970 something?
1976.
Yeah. That's crazy.
So, I mean, like, there are teams doing the same thing that the Kings are doing, too.
Sam Amick put this article out, Jason, and, it's you should subscribe to The Athletic. I'm always a little uncomfortable, quoting a ton of it, but I really, it's worth the price of admission alone. And he lays it out. Now, I'll read this stuff because this is stuff we've gone over quite a bit. When you're talking about the Jekyll and Hyde-ness of this team, consecutive losses to Houston early in the year, a home loss to Portland, a home loss to Charlotte, a loss at Philly. I actually never include that one, but without Joel Embiid. A loss at the Suns without Bradley Beal when Phoenix closed on a 23-4, a historic 23-4 run. I always got to include no team had done that in that time in 1,245 NBA games. And honestly, I forgot they didn't have Bradley Beal. A loss at Indiana with no Tyrese Halliburton or Pascal Siakam. A home loss to Miami. The Heat had lost 7 in a row. Actually, I want to say that's a road loss to Miami. That's a misprint there. A home loss to Detroit. Then the home loss to Miami when they had no Jimmy Butler, Tyler Hero, Terry Rozier, Nikola Jovic, Thomas Bryant, Josh Richardson, or Duncan Robinson. God, we should bring that one up more. That really was terrible. And then the home loss to Chicago just a few days ago when the Kings led by 22 points with 3:28 left in the third. On top of that, you've got last night. That's where the boos are coming from. But what Sam does here that I think is very brilliant, if you want to flip the script here, Jason, is he goes through the Western Conference.
Yep.
And with the Kings, 2-1 against first place Minnesota, which just lost Karl Anthony Towns. 2-1 against second place Oklahoma City. They play again April 9th. 3-1 against the defending champion Denver Nuggets. 1-2 against the Clippers, but that one was on the road a couple weeks ago. 8-5, a .615 winning percentage. What he does here is he takes the Suns, the Lakers, the Pelicans, the Mavericks, and the Warriors, and by far the Sacramento Kings with a .615 winning percentage have the best record against the top folks of any of those teams. So even though it's frustrating, even though it makes you want to pull your hair out and in some cases boo the team, the bright side is that once it comes to the playoffs, Jason, I can guarantee you this. They'll all be good teams and there will be a lot of road games.
Yeah, and those stats back up the thought of most likely, like we said, the Kings would be 5, 6, 7, or 8 most likely, and those teams that you mentioned 1 through 4 will most likely stay there. So it's teams they've already defeated at different times of the year with different things going on for each and every team, but it gives you a belief that they can be good. That's the problem. That's what they've shown us. Like we can list the games that have frustrated us, and that's a large list, but the quality win list is also impressive. So what is the real team? And I think, again, that's why you have a record 10 games above 500. They're back to their season best. That's why I still said, even if the rest of this homestand was productive enough, you're going to be at your season high limit, and you want to be playing your best going into the postseason. I don't think they're there right now. I think last night showed that, but 20 games is still a quarter of the season. So they can write this. They are healthy, knock on wood. And, Curry rolls his ankle last night. We saw the LeBron leave the court the other day. We now know that Towns is hurt. You just got to keep going because this changes daily, and it could change daily positively or negatively for the Kings.
Well, I hope it changes positively, Jason.
Me too.
You know
choose that option.
We'll take a break. We still have Fox and Sabonis audio to get to, though. Wanted to share that.
And a Monk cut that we need to hear too as well.
And if you forgive me if this is what you were going to do anyways, Jason, but in addition to that Monk cut, I'd love to hear. I'd love to re-rack Malik talking about the booze, the one we played earlier, and how they get him going a little bit. I'd love to re-rack that as well. We'll do a lot of that. Brendan Nunez coming up at 9 a.m. When we return, who's hot, who's not, we'll recap 3 in the key from last night, and we will bust out a 3 in the key for the Kings and Rockets. Kings looking to finally slay that dragon this year. We'll do all that on your home with the Kings, Sacktown Sports.
The Sacramento Kings play here.
He's got the triple. Sacramento takes the lead. Outstanding ball movement by Sacramento.
Every triple, every jam, every Kings win.
Sabonis with the jam over the Joker. He's got the three-point shot.
Get your Kings fix all season long.
Right here on your home of the Sacramento Kings.
Here's a steal by Fox. The breakaway. He's got the rip with the left hand.
Sacktown Sports at sacktownsports.com.
Discover your dream home at Subcontractors United, your source for all home improvement needs. A talented team of home services experts is ready to make your projects a breeze. No more endless internet searches. Find your contractors in one place. Enjoy stress-free service absolutely free, with no hidden costs and no account to set up. Transform your living space into something extraordinary. Visit Subcontractors United today and experience the joy of hassle-free home improvement. Dream big at subcontractorsunited.com.
Country in the Park is back May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Jay Cohen, Walker Hayes, and more. Tickets start at just $46. Country in the Park, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by California Army National Guard, Nature Wood Home Furnishings, and RVs of Sacramento.
Jerry and Kenny here from Bell Brothers, the No Surprise guys. We love that old song, Respect. You know, RESPECT. It's a good song and a good business philosophy. At Bell Brothers, everything we do is designed to show respect for our customers. We show up on time out of respect. Our technicians are clean-cut, friendly, and wear identification badges out of respect. We do good deeds for free for our customers and leave their homes cleaner than we found them. That's right, out of respect. So, if you want plumbing and AC service from a company that will show you some RESPECT, call Bell Brothers. We promise to respect your time, your home, and you. Call Bell Brothers right now to schedule an $87 precision tune-up. Or call if you have plumbing problems. Our number is 916-444-1234 or find us online at thenosurpriseguys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
Hello, I'm Frank Hopwood, Retirement Security Centers with a weekly economic update. We are now fully into income tax time. Many are gathering their various forms. Some may find a surprise on Form 1099 DIV due to the increase in interest rates last year. This is the form that details taxable dividends received. These dividends can be classified as qualified or non-qualified dividends, each potentially with a different income tax impact depending on your taxable income, ranging from 0% to 20%. Non-qualified dividends may be taxed at your regular income tax rate. When you receive your forms, your tax advisor can help you determine the potential impact to you. When millennials had a failure to launch, living at home with their parents later and later, they were called lazy. Now Gen Z is being lauded for the same thing, for being smart to wait and save as housing costs have ballooned. While possibly financially savvy, a 2022 study showed an increase in depression and tension with their parents. The average age of first-time home buyers increased to a record high of 36 years old last year, so it may not be so uncommon. How might this affect you or your family? Please go to frankontheradio.com to schedule an appointment, watch videos, and receive market updates. I'm ready to help you start your journey so you can define your future.
Frank Cockrell is a registered representative of Lincoln Financial Advisors Corporation, a broker-dealer member SIPC and registered investment advisor. Retirement Security Centers is not an affiliate of Lincoln Financial Advisors.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. What's happening for Ram Truck Month?
Well, we're celebrating with the biggest savings of the year on new 2024 Ram 1500 Laramie Limiteds. I can barely believe it, but right now you can save up to $16,000 off MSRP on one of America's most loved trucks.
Did you say $16,000 off MSRP?
Yep, and we have California's biggest selection of new Ram trucks with over 500 available. Big savings and big selection. That's what's made us California's #1 Ram truck dealer.
If you're looking for a truck, Hoblet should be your first and only stop to get the truck you need at the price you want. See our full selection at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period. $16,012 savings on select new 2024 Ram Laramie Limiteds after 1086 factory rebates and 6,000 dealer discounts. Rebates include 1,000 case construction cash. Must have purchased eligible case equipment from authorized case dealer, and 500 first responder cash for current members of eligible First Responder Association. Sample VIN 203287. See dealer for details.
What's hot and what's not. Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot.
And what's not?
It's not good.
Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
Who I say, who is hot?
Luka Doncic.
Oh, really? I'm sorry. Hold on. I could have had literally 100,000 guesses, and I think I would have needed 100,001 to get to Chris Verlaud saying Luka Doncic is hot, which tells me either A, Edgar Allan Poe really turned you around, or B, there wasn't a lot to choose from today.
Well, how about I just give you what I've got, and then you guys make your decision.
Give us all you got.
Luka Doncic last night against the Heat had 35 points, 11 rebounds, and 11 assists for his fifth 30-point or more triple-double in a row, which ties him with Russell Westbrook for the most 30-plus triple-doubles in a row in a season.
Yawn. Sabonis has that in his sleep.
Thank you. Chalupa Doncic. Who needs
You
it?
got sausage arms and cankles.
Who is not hot, Chris Verlaud?
The Dallas Mavericks.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Wait, what?
Luka has had those 30-plus triple-doubles in a row, but the Mavericks are 2-3 during that span.
There's always a twist, Dave.
There always is. Hey, listen, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, I look, I don't hate Luka Doncic. He's obviously a phenomenal player, but I'm telling you, dude, he is. I will take this to my grave unless he proves me wrong. He is Euro James Harden. He's going to put up these amazing numbers, and people are going to be like, "Oh, well, he must just not have a team around." What do you mean he doesn't have a team around him? He's got Kyrie Irving. He's got good players on that team. Luka Doncic's game is not conducive to championship basketball. 2-3, which I understand is a small sample size, but my goodness gracious, I'm telling you, at some point, he's either going to figure it out that he's got to adjust the way he plays and involve everybody else. And I'm not just talking about assists. I'm just talking about every part of the game. And oh, by the way, including a little bit of defense, or he's going to be that guy. We're going to look at his career exactly the same way we look at James Harden's career, which is Hall of Famer, first ballot Hall of Famer, one of the greatest players to ever play in the NBA, but does not have a championship style of game.
Can I upgrade or evolve our Kings should have drafted Luka conversation to a new name?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that was all. You look, they took Bagley. We get it. We know that story. They took Luka. They should have taken SGA.
Yes.
Right? He went 11.
Yes.
Like, that's a miss, too.
Yes.
So, you know, who's better, Luka or SGA? I mean, that's a good debate.
What year was that? 2018?
2018? Yeah, they could have taken Bridges. Could have taken Michael Porter Jr.
What would be great is if someone drafted SGA super early, people would have been like, what are they doing?
Exactly.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah.
You could have traded down and got him at 11.
Right.
I will say this. If we're simply talking about adding one of these players to this Kings team, which is completely unfair because they'd have a different track if they'd have drafted one of these guys. I would say I would pick, in all seriousness, I would actually pick Luka Doncic fourth in that draft. I think for the Kings.
I think I know who. Well, you know what? I don't know who your number one is. Who would it be? Are you looking at that draft?
I'm looking at that draft right now.
I think there's two really good candidates to be the number one pick for this Kings team.
You're 100% right. There's actually almost yeah, exactly. There's three.
It's thrown, and then Bagley. Sorry, is not one of them.
Bagley's not one of them. Look, it's really difficult for me to. The problem is 1 versus 2. I have to go with the obvious. I do. I agree with you. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander added to this squad, I think maximizes that. That is the best player.
Oh, that's the one you're putting one?
I have to, but you know what I'm struggling with, which is I could make a wonderful argument that Mikal Bridges would actually net this particular Sacramento Kings team. I'm not saying he's the second best player in the draft.
Right.
I'm saying bringing him into this squad, I think would get them closer to a championship than anyone but Gilgeous-Alexander. And I could listen to arguments to flip those. And then right behind them, the one I think you thought I was going, Jaren Jackson Jr., pairing him up down low with Domantas Sabonis, 100% would be fantastic. And then, I
Michael Porter Jr. I know he's not this, but like as fit, there's other better players, but fit too,
Yes.
I wouldn't put him first, but that's not a bad one either.
I would probably put MPJ fifth behind Luka, and that's no knock on MPJ at all. The thing is with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he's just so damn good, even though he's not. And I say he's not the defensive guy. I mean, imagine him and Fox in the backcourt; they'd have like 77 steals a game. But Mikal Bridges is like the quintessential 3-and-D guy in the league.
Yeah.
And I think that would ultimately have the most effect. Jaren Jackson Jr., pairing him up with Domantas Sabonis, I think it would be an absolute blast to watch. Jaren would be down low on defense, and he'd be the stretch on offense. It's an interesting thought exercise. Right. I think we just need to go back to the fact that Luke is just not very good.
The funny thing is you could even go further down and be happy with, well, look, Kevin Huerter was drafted 19. You could get to Anthony Simons at 24. Oh, and all-star Jalen Brunson in the second round.
Jalen Brunson would actually be, I mean, he's a point guard, but he'd be interesting on this team.
Sure.
Notice you left out Kostas Antetokounmpo.
You know what I've always thought about those Antetokounmpos.
Chemezi. Oh, by the way, honorable mention, even though he certainly isn't in that category, but I'd have to look a little further. You know who might sneak into the top 10 on this team in this draft, Jason, is Bruce Brown.
Yeah. Yeah.
As far as fit. Yeah, as far as fit, he'd be right. And by the way, another guy I wouldn't hate, Grayson Allen. Certainly not in the category of those other guys, but Grayson Allen's turned into a pretty good NBA player.
He has.
He has. All right, let's see. You know what? We need to go to last night's 3 in the key, Kings Spurs, and see exactly how we did. Roll music, please. Jason Ross, you've got the numbers.
That's right. 3 in the key time. And let's do it.
Nope. It's not the end of the show.
Or is it?
Is Chris still drunk?
Yes. Confirmed.
All right, take it away, Jason Ross.
All right, here we go, guys. We asked the questions yesterday. Dave, this was your category, if you remember, right? You asked which random San Antonio Spur would go off. You offered, I don't even forget his first name, Malachi Branham, I think.
Yeah, Malachi Branham.
He scored 22. I think that checks the box. Well done.
5 off his career high, sorry.
Yeah, and I think at one point he was 5 for 5 from 3. He might have ended there. I said Zach Collins. He went 22. That's pretty close. Chris went with Julian Champagny. He had 4. So, Dave, you and I are the heroes there.
Chris took the night off, apparently.
He did. Then Chris said bench points from the Spurs and the Kings was his category. Dave, your entry was 46 for the Spurs, 38 for the Kings. I was 29 Spurs, 46 Kings. And Chris was 24 Spurs, 48 Kings. We clearly underestimated the Spurs, whose bench scored 62 points.
Jeez.
Kings bench, though, pretty good, 47 points.
We all take the L on that one.
And lastly, the random stat, something different, something weird, something odd that would happen. Dave, your prediction was Mike Brown would lose a challenge. You were right. That challenge, by the way, was just like, look, he knew it was a foul on Fox. It was a 6. Like, I just got to challenge it just to see.
I 100% agree with you. I am 100% not mad at Mike Brown for that. Time's running out. Your star's about to foul out. You're going to lose the challenge anyways. It's like, screw it. Let's bet on a red and see what happens.
Maybe you get lucky. Yeah. I had the thought that the Kings would never trail in the second half. Boy, that was trending for a while. And boy, did they trail. So I'd lose that one. And Chris said Keegan Murray would score 24 or more. He was just 21 points off.
Wow. Rough night for Chris Verlaud.
Yeah, but he had a good time at the Edgar Allan Poe Speakeasy. Not so speakeasy.
Tough time for Chris Verlaud today, like it was a tough time for Jason yesterday. We'll move on.
Hey, you move on.
The 3 of the key. Let's re-rack. Kings and the Houston Rockets. Let's hope they're more like, wow, that's loud in my ear. Let's hope they're more like the Rockettes, Jason, than the Rockets, 2-0 against the Sacramento Kings this year. 1, 2, 3, kick. All right, take it away.
All right, Dave, we're the guy's hot, Malik Monk, right? So we want to know his points and assists on Sunday.
Give me a smooth 23-8 for Malik Monk. Did you know Malik means king in Arabic?
I have not heard that.
He does.
Okay. I'm going to go 17-7 for old Malik Monk. Chris?
Wow, he's not that old.
I'm going to say 21-5.
21-5. Okay.
21
What's
and
next?
5. What's next?
We're going to try this category today. Yesterday, as a reminder, the Kings were up by 20. Their largest deficit was 8. So that lead swing would be 28 points. So we're looking for the largest lead swing, whatever that total number will be, Dave, on Sunday. So that could be the Kings up big, the Rock, whatever that difference of largest lead is.
I will say there will be a lead swing of 24.
Okay, I have 32. Chris?
I'm going to say 28.
All right. And last but not least, here we are again. Random stat, Dave. Something weird, something different, something odd that you were predicting. I'll use Jack first touchdown.
Oh, let's see. Weird stats.
If you're thinking, I've got mine.
Yeah, go ahead.
Baby Styles will win the baby race.
Oh, heavy favorite, I'm hearing.
Wait, Alan Styles' baby's in the baby race?
No, actually, Alan's doing it.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. That's a short joke. I can't believe it, Jason. That's so cold.
Oh, did I say that?
Really? Baby Styles is in the baby race?
Yes, heavy favorite. Alan's been training Baby Styles, and there's a lot of pressure. It's the I believe she's a 1 seed, right?
Yes.
Easily. I think she's minus 250.
Yeah, so Dave, I mean, you know what that means.
Oh, I think we've got to make some phone calls to our friends on the broadcast team and see if we can't get that sucker televised.
Oh, you know they're going to end up talking about it for sure.
Talk about it. We got to get.
We're working on it.
And
are
G-Man,
we okay?
I want some play-by-play from G-Man. We know some people, Dave.
100%. I know that's G-Man's time to take a break and all that. Tell me, grab a hot dog and call the baby race.
So he's grabbing the hot dog too. Okay.
Yeah. Wait, what? Okay.
No, someone else get G-Man a hot dog so he can call the baby race.
There you go. Exactly. Okay, well, that's going to trump anything.
Yeah.
I will say, you know what? I'm going to stick with challenges, guys. I will say I'm going to flip it back. I'm on a good streak here. I'm going to say Mike Brown wins a challenge on Sunday.
Okay. There we go. Mike Brown wins a challenge. I've got 2 for Sunday. Sabonis and Şengün will have triple doubles. Ooh. And the Kings, after when we're back on Monday, they will be in 6th place.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I hope we win.
Hope so too. The
I
Suns
just say
play
that.
The Celtics. The Suns' next 3 games, by the way, not that who knows how this league works. Celtics, Cavs, Celtics. That's for the Suns coming up. Yeah.
It's a Celtic sandwich.
Yeah, it is.
In March, St. Patrick's Day. By the way, we'll take a break here. Have you guys seen they show up on Facebook and they show up on Instagram every once in a while because they know the algorithm and they'll throw like Kings gear out. That's where I got this I like the different colored Kings hats. Have you guys seen the Kings hat with the shamrock on it that's green?
No.
Dude, it is disgusting, and I hope nobody buys that. Like I would buy
it.
No. I would buy a green Kings hat, but when you're putting another team's logo on it, that does not work for me.
It seems like a cash grab.
It is a stinking cash grab. They get you in. They're like, hey, $20 hat, and then by the time you pay shipping and handling, it's like $38. I can't pay $40 for a hat, dude. I mean,
won't do it.
My wife just gave me a look. I mean, I can pay $40, but I shouldn't. We'll take a break. When we come back, hey, Brendan Nunes. He is a Kings insider. He's going to join us, and then let me just give you real quick the 9 o'clock hour. We'll talk to Brendan. Then we got celebrity birthdays and what to watch, followed up with Friday fun and games, including talking to a very nervous, I would think, Alan Styles.
No, we got to retract that. Alan's remember it's he's on spring training golf trip, but he'll be back for the very important baby races. Brendan's got a busy day. He's gonna be with Chris Watkins today too.
Okay, so Alan's not here.
Yeah.
Okay, well then we'll have to get an update from him. What if his baby ends up last? Like, do you still keep the baby, or do you? I mean, what happens then? Do you just disown it?
I mean, you know what? I don't want to think of the negative, Dave. We're rooting for baby Styles.
Is it okay to boo Alan Styles' baby if it does not?
100%.
Like if the baby starts with a giant lead and then just lets it go, is it okay to boo the baby?
Yeah, I actually might leave. I'm not a pro booer, but in that case, tough love. I'm going down to the court.
Hey, Chris, remember Beat the Baby?
Unfortunately.
And now they're about to go to college. All right, we'll take a break. Brendan Nunez. We'll fill in the context, by the way, for that. Brendan Nunez next.
Subscribe to Sacktown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus view archive shows and exclusive content.
Subscribe at youtube.com/Sacktown Sports.
At LL Floyd, we've been a trusted partner to pros for over 30 years. With over 400 nationwide warehouses full of in-stock, job-ready inventory, you'll get what you need. And our exclusive pro pricing means that pros never pay retail. Because at LL Flooring, all we do is floors. So we're going to do it right. Sign up for a free pro account today to start getting pro benefits.
Cintas delivers what you need to better serve your customers. Whether it's freshly laundered work apparel for almost any job imaginable, tested and inspected fire protection systems, first aid and safety supplies, on-site AED training, or mops and restroom products stocked and ready when you need them. Better work days happen together. So visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
One ticket, two shows, the Sacramento Boat Show and Off-Road Exposition, plus the Big RV Show. Multiple dealers discounting all the best brands. Hundreds of wakeboard boats, travel trailers, pontoon boats, fifth wheel, personal watercraft and ATV, toy haulers, fishing boats, motorhomes, and more. One massive event, the Sacramento Boat Show and Off-Road Exposition, plus the Big RV Show. March 7th through 10th. Find discounts at twohugeshows.com.
Hey, Sacramento, get ready for a lineup that's not just hitting home runs, but delivering laughs and legendary tunes. It's the Sacktown Sports live events calendar, where entertainment takes center stage. First up, on March 22nd, get ready for a night of hilarity as the comic genius Hannibal Buress takes the spotlight at the historic Crest Theater. Get ready for a side-splitting evening that's a real game changer. And on March 23rd, the laughs keep coming with the one and only Dimitri Martin at the Crest Theater. It's a comedy doubleheader that's sure to score big with your funny bone. But wait, sports fans, the excitement doesn't end there. On August 4th, the Outlaw Music Festival rides into the Toyota Amphitheater, featuring legends like Willie Nelson, Bob Dylan, and John Mellencamp. It's a musical grand slam you won't want to miss. Keep the adrenaline pumping, Sacramento. Visit SacktownSports.com for all the details and ticket information. Sacktown Sports live events calendar, your ultimate playbook for unforgettable nights and epic performances.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, KHTK-AM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento, the only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Sacktown Sports.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
The last time. Can they do it again? Crowd standing here at Golden Lung Center. The defensive chants loud, and there's the steal. It's Sabonis, breakaway. Domas with a two-hand rip. Kings lead 131-129. 7.7 seconds to go. Popovich out in the center of the floor has got smoke coming out of his nostrils like a Chicago Bull. He was angry and barking at the official. The Kings with a 7-0 run, but it's not over. 7.7 seconds to go.
Well, that's Gary Gerald finishing up last night's game.
You probably heard in the background too, Dave. There was some Domantas Sabonis chant amongst that, but it was just people were just going nuts at that moment.
Yeah, can I get an update on that? Because I could hear it through the TV, but I never know how. I think there were 3 times I counted that the chant rolled out. I saw the Sacramento Kings Twitter account actually tweet out the chant. It still sounds like it's still being adopted and hasn't gotten full adoption yet. Am I wrong?
Perfect time to welcome in Brendan on that. Brendan, you hear it. I feel like some moments, like if you listen for the like you hear it, and other moments if you just hear the others, you hear both, I think. What do you think?
You definitely hear both, and it's kind of up and down, right? Yeah. I think at some point it will become more, I guess, mainstream, but if you whatever you listen for, you're going to hear either the Domantas or the da. So it's still a mixed bag, but last night after the dunk was probably one of the better ones.
I think the big question we should start with here is we welcome in, as you said, Jason, Brendan Nunez, Kings Insider for Saptown Sports. Why the week I'm not in, Brendan's in studio? Is that what we're doing now?
Well, he's got a big day, right, Brendan?
I'm going to be on with 10 to 2 with Chris. So nothing personal, Dave.
I can't remember the last time I saw you in studio, Brendan. I like seeing you in studio. You want to, well.
I got you next week, Dave. I got you next week, Dave.
Yeah. Are you excited about today? You and Chris Watkins, couple of rising stars, the next generation. You know, we look at the Anthony Edwardses and the Victor Wembanyama's in the NBA, and we go, you know what? The NBA's in good hands. Whereas guys like Jason and I, we look at you, we look at Chris Watkins, we try not to look at Nate Littlefield, and we go, KCK's in good hands too.
Yeah, I'll give some love to Nate since it seems like he deserves some at this point. But yeah, I'm excited, man. I definitely get along with Chris. Excited to go back and forth with him today, and thankfully we get a win to talk about, and not another blown disaster to a team at home without their best player.
Where do you stand, Brendan, on do you believe fans have not have the right? Of course they do, but Are you okay with fans booing? And obviously what I mean by that is, of course, nobody wants boos. Nobody wants to see them boo, but you hear what the players say. You think the players are being a little oversensitive? You think the fans have every right to boo in those situations, or do you think it's overboard?
I think the fans definitely have the right to. I get the frustration, specifically with how this year has gone. There's, again, so many blown losses, and they're all at home. The Kings have played so much worse at home this year, which I think is a big part of this, but I also get the players' frustration. Like, I think from Malik's side, this isn't the first time we've heard him say this, which also means it's not the first time that fans have booed in Golden One Center, which is saying something about the team's performance this season. But I get Malik's perspective of it's not like they're not playing hard out there. These guys are giving everything they got, even if sometimes, maybe fans can question that a little bit. So I feel like I get both sides. I feel like it's within fans' rights. It's kind of part of the game when your team is underperforming. And while Malik doesn't like it, he did also acknowledge that it is a little bit of extra motivation for him, which I think is kind of the point.
Yeah,
from a fan perspective.
And Dave, we heard that cut before. I think it's time to bring it back. Just because for those that missed it, here's what Malik, again, it was kind of a different thing. We should remind everybody, and Brendan, you were there when he was technically lighting the beam. Yeah. That part he was talking, and this was in arena. I thought he was much stronger on that opinion when the boos were brought up than he was here. Here's what he had to say post game.
Yeah, like it bothers me, but it gives me a little bit more energy when I step in the court.
Do you feel like it does the same to your team as well?
I don't know about these guys. They're a little weird. I just play. I think it boosts them up too, man. Because we all just feed on each other. So if somebody's down or somebody's rolling, I think we all just follow each other. So yeah, man, we feed off of that.
Now Dave wants to boo him every game, right, Dave?
I mean, honestly, when you hear that, and I know, like, I'd love to have Malik on right now because you want to ask him, like, okay, I get you don't like the boos, but you just said that you feed off the boos, that your teammates feed off the boos, that it ticks them off. we also talked earlier, Brendan, about how that might be, as we've been trying to put this team on the Sigmund Freud couch here all year and figure out what's in their heads. De'Aaron Fox a couple weeks ago getting pissed off and going ballistic. Malik Monk, as Jason mentioned, the bump from Rudy Gobert, he goes ballistic. Based on what Malik said right there, as I said to Jason earlier, we should start booing them in the pre-games if that's what it's going to take.
Yeah, I mean, I will say you do want to keep Malik happy here with the fan base. This offseason's kind of important when it comes to Malik. So maybe not pregame, but I get your point. It obviously works, and I think that is the point from the fan base's perspective is they want to try to juice him up and see him given a little bit more while they're out there. And if it's working, then from the fan base perspective, I get it.
Yeah. Look, nobody knows the answer, so it's probably an unfair question to you, Brendan. Mike Brown's been asked about it. The players have been asked about it as well. This isn't the first time. This isn't the second time. So this theme of, kind of big wins in the road, then coming back home and having either a lead or blowing it or just not playing well the entirety of the game, is there something that you're seeing that kind of has led to this similar trend all year?
Yeah, it sucks. There's a lot of them. There's Chicago, there's Detroit, there's Charlotte. You could keep going.
Yeah,
really. And I think one big thing for me recently is the Kings love to play fast. It's part of their identity. They get shots up very quickly. And something we've heard Sabonis mention after these last two home games, the San Antonio one and the Chicago one, is maybe they could slow it down a little bit when they have a lead, which is interesting to me because I think when you have a lead, you don't want to play not to lose. You want to play to bury them pretty much. But the quick shots that they take, and that's part of their offense. Mike Brown says, sprint to the corners. If you're wide open with 18 seconds, take the shot. But that allows you to come back quickly, but I think also concede big leads fairly quickly as well. So I think sometimes they could play with that pace a little bit.
Brendan Nunez joining us in studio, our Sacktown Sports Kings insider. Sam Amick, we talked about this earlier, Brendan. You probably had a chance to see it by now with The Athletic, putting up an article on last night's game and on this Jekyll and Hyde team. And he throws out some numbers with the Sacramento Kings based on playing teams above them in the Western Conference and how they're above 600 when they're playing the best of the best, which is far better than those in, around, or below them. On one hand, it's incredibly frustrating to see this team blow games against the Bulls, almost against the Spurs, Charlotte, Detroit, on and on and on. But if you had a choice, I'm guessing we all choose this over them not being able to beat good teams and being able to beat all the bad teams.
Yeah, definitely would be the preference. I think last time I checked 7-3 against the top three teams in the West of Minnesota, Denver, and OKC. And there's a good chance that that's one of your first round matchups. I mean, we still might have to deal with a play-in situation, which would be a whole nother beast, but it's definitely encouraging. And it is, again, this Jekyll and Hyde, as Sam puts it. And I would still take, like you said, Dave, this being the outcome rather than, doing well against the bad teams and underperforming against the good ones. Because I think it shows when the Kings are playing their best brand of basketball that they can compete with anybody. And when it comes to a postseason series with any of these teams, my thought process is if De'Aaron Fox is the best player on the floor in one of these series, the Kings can win. And I think they go as far as he can take them. I think that he has the biggest variance of what a great night looks like and what just kind of an average or slightly below average night looks like for him on both sides of the floor, really.
Dave and I brought up the kind of where the roster is right now. And, Herter currently is struggling. Keegan kind of is offensively, does some other things. Barnes has been kind of that up and down. So I think they've done a good job, Brendan, of filling in the gaps because Monk's been great. And lately, whether it's Duarte or Keon or Davion or Lyles, they've been able to fill that. Do you see a scenario where this will just kind of improve with those three guys that are important to the starting lineup offensively?
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, the Kevin Herter thing specifically stands out a lot to me. Like, he's not playing that many minutes. I think last night in the first half, he plays his first 6 minutes when he's out there as a starter. He checks back in the second quarter, only goes about 3 minutes in that stretch. And it's the same sort of trend in that second half. And that's got to be frustrating. You go back in, I was watching the video of Malik hits the three, Domas gets the steal and the dunk, and everybody on the bench is super excited. And, Kevin doesn't look ecstatic necessarily. Yeah. He's still going out there and saying hi, but it's got to be a tough mental spot to be in. After the Denver game, he said, I wish I was out there more. And there's also the aspect of the beginning of all these games. Teams are picking on Kevin Huerter. They're saying, I want that guy in a switch, and it's working a lot better than I feel like it should. And it's not for a lack of effort on Kevin's side, but I do worry there because while Davion and Keon are playing great, and I think have been really, really important to this team, and even Malik to an extent, I worry that that's going to slow down at some point for one or some of those guys because offensively, like we've just seen them be inconsistent. That's been the nature of how these guys have played throughout the course of their careers. So typically I feel better about relying on those guys in the starting unit, but right now it feels like you have to rely on that second group and maybe it'll even out a bit, but it is a bit concerning to me, even if I am enjoying seeing Davion and Keon do what they're doing on both sides.
So why not move Malik Monk into Kevin Huerter's spot, I guess would be the follow-up there. And the most popular answer, Brendan, is, well, then what do you do on the bench that you're taking it away from the bench? I think I have a foundational issue with keeping somebody in the starting lineup because moving them to the bench would hurt the bench. You know what I'm saying? So what do you think Mike Brown's hesitation is to make that move, and do you agree with it?
Yeah, I think that is kind of Mike Brown's logic. He got asked about this earlier in the year, and he pretty much said it's harder to replace what Malik does off the bench than find a new guy in that starting lineup. And I think a lot of it is when De'Aaron is the first sub around the 5-minute mark, you can bring Malik into the game and keep one of those guys specifically on the floor at all times. I think that's really important to have one of those two on the floor at all times. You need that perimeter playmaking, even if you have Domas out there. I think a guy that can break teams down off the perimeter is really important. And it's really staggering those two. And I think that they've gotten to a point in the rotation where they're able to still let them close games. And to me, that should be the more important thing here with Malik. And I'd imagine it's the more important thing in his mind as well, even if a lot of players would prefer to be in that starting spot. He has an opportunity to win Sixth Man of the Year, odds-on favorite right now for good reason. But I do think that Mike Brown has said before, it's harder to replace that bench production. And I think a lot of that has to do with staggering De'Aaron and Malik to keep some perimeter playmaking on the floor at all times.
Well, part of the meltdown that happened last night was saved by a play by Malik Monk. Dave, I kind of wanted to get to this cut so you and Brendan and all of us can hear this. It was that play that we all kind of went, what's he doing? Oh, my gosh, great three. Malik was asked about that step back three late.
What went through your head when you took the step back three?
It's going in.
Going in?
Yeah, that's why I shot it.
You felt like you're confident. You never waver, do you?
Hell no. Hell no.
Were you thinking through the whole time, even when you?
Yeah. Wes said I had a layup. I did, but 3 better than 2 any day.
That's just him, Dave. I mean, it's classic Malik.
I love him so much. How can you not? He just does not care. He's like, no, it was going in. 3's better than 2. Screw it.
Yeah, and he can move on. I was just told you earlier, I was watching, the game was on, the rewatch, and he had a really bad turnover late. And, like, some players, like, that would derail them.
Yeah.
And Brent, like, he hits maybe the biggest shot of the game.
Yeah, he even said post-game he wasn't very happy with his own performance. He talked about his own turnovers, and he is a character, man. He's a great time to interact with, and he's going to be blunt. And that confidence, man, I just hope one day in my life I'm as confident as Malik.
At anything.
At least even close, you know?
You know, he plays golf, they say, almost every single day. And I, honest to God, would love to see what Malik Monk's like on the golf course. Is he just quiet and completely different?
No quiet Malik.
Or is Malik just yelling and screaming and, oh, hey, 201 carry over the water to the green. I'm gonna keep going for is Malik Monk closer to Roy McAvoy in Tin Cup when he's on the golf course than anything else?
I think Malik Monk, Dave, would be like, we've all been in the group where, the group in ahead of you is like 300 yards ahead, and he's choosing not to hit, knowing that, like, he can hit 260 at best. You're like, what are you doing? And then he might hit a grounder,
right?
Waiting that time. But then the next time he might hit it 280 and go, see, I told you I could have got him.
Who do you add to the foursome? I'd love to see this. Go Bobby Jackson, Malik Monk, Doug Christie. And Keegan?
Yeah, just because Malik and Keegan would be worth just watching those two.
Keegan's just saying, he's like, I can make putts. I got it. I mean, obviously, he's got a ton of confidence. Brandon, we approached this earlier, and again, I got to be super clear. No clue if he'd care about this. Don't want to put words in his mouth. This may not even be a thing, but just as a thought exercise, if they could somehow figure out the money to keep Malik Monk, even if it was on a 1-year deal so they could get his bird rights and he was willing to stay, but his agent said, but he's got to start next year. Do you think that's something that Monty and or Mike would bend on to keep him?
I mean, I would think so.
He's that valuable.
Yeah, I think he is that important. I'm not sure that like you would need another guy to still fill that role. I still think ideally he's okay with coming off the bench. And I'm curious if like being in the 6th man of the year conversation potentially, and again, likely at this point winning the award, if that changes that at all. And again, I think closing games is important, but if that's the breaking point,
yeah,
I think he's too important to this team. He's the 4th most important player after your core 3.
Yeah,
I think at this point. So I will say the 2 teams I really worry about are San Antonio and Orlando. I think Orlando, have some money this offseason. If they go above that 20 mil mark, it's something that the Kings can't really reach. And I do think his relationship with Mike Brown probably plays a factor here, and De'Aaron Fox, obviously. But Orlando's a team that needs a playmaker, and I think he could convince himself, okay, I can help this team make the next jump, or you go play with Wemby, which is probably enticing.
So, Dave, maybe there's a way. We got smart fans. If they need to boo, just like make sure it's not for Malik.
Good point.
Is there a way to do that? Like, boo, not you, Malik. Boo. I don't know how it's done, but
well, to your point, in trying to do everything to keep this guy, if what I'm reading is correct, I think the max is 4 years, 78, with his early bird rights. And let's be honest, guys, he's going to get a bigger offer than that.
He should.
So, Brendan, do you think it's going to, I mean, again, I'm asking the impossible questions, but your opinion, do you think it's going to come down to him just giving this team an early or a home court discount here, hometown discount, or are the Kings going to have to get creative? And of course, they can't promise, giant contracts in the future. That's illegal. But obviously, do you think he ends up going, if he were to stay with the Kings, would I be off to say maybe the only way he does is for that 1-year deal, opt out, bird rights type of thing with the hope of a huge payday next summer?
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe you could do something creative with like a 1 year with a player option and give him some sort of flexibility just because he would be betting on himself in that scenario. But he's talked about like he was almost out of the league during his time in Charlotte. He has a very good perspective on being appreciative of where he's currently at in his career. And part of me wonders if he could feel like the Kings helped him reach that point. I know a lot of it was with the Lakers, but again, really good relationship with Mike Brown, obviously some pre-built history and relationship with De'Aaron Fox there as well. But I'm not 100% that another team's going to offer him more.
Really?
Like, he is still fairly inconsistent, and like there are games where Malik kind of disappears.
I know, but we've just seen some like marginal players sometimes get contracts that none of us can believe.
I could see it. It's like a coin flip for me. I'm unsure. There's not that many teams that have money. He's going to be one of the more intriguing players, but I'm interested to see where some of these teams decide to end up going.
Are you saying that it may not be necessarily that teams wouldn't give him 20-25 million a year, but your thoughts more based on the teams that would need to fill the hole he would fill may not be the teams that can afford to give him 25 million a year?
Yeah, I think there's that. I also am just a little unsure if he is a 20 to 25. I think like Kevin Huerter's 17 range and sort of that money that the Kings can offer could be right about what other teams are feeling as well. And I feel like if the Kings are fighting against a number, it's going to be not that much larger, a 20 to 22 compared to the 17 or sort of 18 that they're offering.
Jason, just to throw in for some context, $20 million players or better. Just some examples. Lonzo Ball, Miles Turner, both at 20 and 21. Aaron Gordon, 22. Bruce Brown, 22. Dylan Brooks, 22. RJ Barrett, 24. Anthony Simons, 24. Brooke Lopez, 25. So that's John Collins, 25.3. Kuzma, 25.5. I'm just throwing out a bunch just to give an idea of, well, okay, does Malik Monk, also considering the cap's going to go up a little bit, does Malik Monk belong there? I think the answer is yes, but to Brendan's point, just because you belong there, does that mean the teams that can give that to you are going to give that to you?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you're worth what someone offers you. The one thing you brought up earlier, Brendan, and I don't know the answer, and I don't know that Malik said it. Does he want to start? Does he care?
He has said before, like, of course everybody wants to start. We've heard him say that before, but
he's not like pushing that issue.
No. I think he's also very much embraced the role.
Okay.
And I think that Mike Brown is a guy that's good at getting players to do that. And again, I think the most important thing is closing games.
Mhm.
And when he's playing well, which
he's usually on the floor.
usually closing games.
Yeah.
He gets opportunities to do what he did last night. And I think that's the important thing. And look at Jamal Crawford and Lou Williams. These guys like made 6-man cool sort of thing. And
Ginobili, Vinny Johnson,
who Mike Brown talks about a lot. Like Malik could end up falling in that sort of category. Yeah. Maybe I'm shooting high here, but he feels like those type of players to me.
Yeah. And I have a habit of being kind of a walking Disney movie thought process guy, but I also wonder too if look, these guys are practically brothers. They go back to college together. You got to wonder if deep down in places you don't talk about at parties, if Malik Monk and De'Aaron Fox have talked about sharing an NBA backcourt together, and if that will factor in.
Yeah, I mean, I think that a comfortability in where you're at is really important. I think that he's been in scenarios, specifically in Charlotte, where it's like, okay, this is not the most ideal place for him to become the best version of himself. And Sacramento's really leaned into his playmaking even more than they did in LA. So I think there could be an aspect of appreciation for the opportunity that Sacramento has given him and the role that he has kind of been able to emerge himself into. Now, you get a bigger deal out there that's substantial, sure, that could change your mind, but I'm interested to see. And again, like everybody talks about De'Aaron Fox, I think Malik Monk and Mike Brown have a fantastic relationship, that they are able to go back and forth. There's a lot of honesty there and pulling the best out of each other. And I would guess that would factor in here too.
Brendan, if you got offered a little bit more money to go to a competing station and get your own show, or stay here and get a long-term deal where you've really busted out in your career, which would you choose?
I would never leave, Dave, but I need to start.
Well, you'll be starting today.
Right.
Middays, along with Chris Watkins, is the father of the baby racer, is down at spring training. Brendan, are you sticking around for the next segment, or are you coming back for the final
He's
segment?
back for celebrity or for Friday Funny Games. I think.
Yeah,
all
I
right,
think that's what we're going with.
Yeah.
All right, well, go get some water, stretch a little bit. We'll see you towards the end of the show. Thank you, as always, so much. You can always read Brendan at SacktownSports.com, our Kings Insider, along with Frankie Clicks, and you can check out Brendan on Twitter and social media as well. We'll take a break. When we come back, what to watch, along with celebrity birthdays, right here in your home of the Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sacktown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown! San Francisco! It's all on his shoulders. Cox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
With RT Painting, our name says it all. We are a reliable and trusted commercial and residential painting company serving the Sacramento area since 1998. Employee-owned, our attention to detail is second to none. Put our decades of experience serving our community to use for you. Get a free quote today. Call us at 916-900-8112. That's 916-900-8112. Or go online to rtpainting.com. That's rtpainting.com. RT Painting, your trusted and reliable painting contractor of choice.
The NFL's leading rusher plays here.
And a handoff to McCaffrey, walks in the end zone. Handoff to McCaffrey, takes it right down to the goal line. He does his thing again. McCaffrey goes in motion right. Backwards pass led by Juszczyk. A block there. Hurdles a man. 10-5. Touchdown! CMC!
You can hear all of Christian McCaffrey's touchdowns on your home for 49ers football. Sacktown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm Dirk Verdorn in the KCRA3 Weather Center, and after a chilly start this morning, expect to have plenty of sunshine this afternoon with light winds that will help to warm temperatures into the mid to upper 60s. Expect cooler weather with more clouds over the weekend. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
Shop Folsom Lake Kia during their spring event and save big on your favorite models. You can even buy with zero down on approval of credit. Shop your trusted Kia dealership for over 25 years and tell them DC sent you. FolsomLakeKia.com.
At Ashton & Price, we get injury victims to yes. Experience, yes. Ashton & Price has been around for over 25 years. No more insurance companies? Yes. Our clients focus on getting better, and we handle all the rest. Results? Yes. We've collected over $100 million for injury victims. No fee until we win? Yes. Our clients pay nothing until we win. Ashton & Price, the best at getting to yes. Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
At Elk Grove Honda, not only do we have a great selection of pre-owned certified cars at very fair prices, but every one of our pre-owned automobiles are treated with kid gloves with a 182-point inspection that covers everything from unibody to tires to brakes and engine filters. Then our certified cars receive a mobile oil change and fresh fill-up with full synthetic mobile oil. We know you have lots of choices of where to purchase your next car. Come to Elk Grove Honda, home of the 182-point inspection and mobile oil change. We're in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
For a precision-crafted performance, the decision is easy. A new Acura from Acura of Stockton. Get the driving experience you've been waiting for in a new Acura. Get the best selection and customer service you deserve from Acura of Stockton. Shop in person or use our online express store at AcuraofStockton.com. Acura of Stockton will buy your trade, even if you don't buy from us. Don't settle for less than precision-crafted performance of a new Acura from Acura of Stockton and AcuraofStockton.com.
Dr. Ken Howachek and kinesiologist Kelsey Graham discuss the Good Feet store.
The foot has a lot of detail. It has a lot of complexity. There's a lot that can go wrong. A lot of problems start in the foot and end up elsewhere. Knee pain, hip pain, back pain. When aligning the feet properly, we can see relief elsewhere. And that's the beauty of the Good Feet Arch support. It can place the feet into their ideal position and gives them the balance, the support, the comfort, and the relief of the pain. The bottom line is that the Good Feet Arch support can be a highly effective pain relief solution when nothing else has worked.
The feet have a really big impact on how the rest of the body moves. The knees, the hips, the lower back especially. If the foot isn't properly aligned, all of these joints are going to function incorrectly. That results in a lot of muscle tension and chronic pain. What I really like about the Good Feet system is that the right arch supports can put the foot in its proper alignment. So all the joints of the rest of the body will be aligned properly as well. And when the body's aligned, we can reduce the risk of injury and chronic pain.
Visit the Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Modesto, Stockton, and Vacaville for a free fitting and test walk.
Country in the Park is back May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Jay Cohen, Walker Hayes, and more. Tickets start at just $46. Country in the Park, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by California Army National Guard, Naturewood Home Furnishings, and RVs of Sacramento.
Thousands of years ago, ancient civilizations used leather for water skins, armor, and sandals. Hi, this is Franklin Rosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. Today, leather is one of nature's most luxurious products. The combination of leather with beautifully designed furniture creates an end product that adds luxury and sophistication to any room. During Naturewood Home Furnishings leather sale, you'll find their considerable selection of leather is flexible, breathable, natural, and maybe most important, comfortable. Whether you're a relaxed contemporary kind of person or you're more classic leather, Naturewood Home Furnishings has color choices and styles to fit your home. In fact, I doubt any store can beat Naturewood's selection. During Naturewood's leather sale, all leather furniture is on sale for a limited time. Sit, enjoy the comfort of leather at Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
This segment is brought to you by Kia of Vacaville. Check them out at KiaVacaville.com.
Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sacktown Sports.
All right, just want to follow up Chris, we had this conversation before the break or before the show. We still got to make this a quick segment, correct?
Correct.
Okay, all right. So we got celebrity birthdays coming up in just a second. As far as national days today, kind of lame. National Proofreading Day, whatever. Tomorrow, though, a little better. National Get Over It Day. Get over it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That reminds me of, remember when Potsy used to say sit on it, and that was a thing?
Just sit on it.
National Meatball Day, which I love meatballs, especially good meatballs.
You don't like bad meatballs?
Well, no, and here's a bad meatball. Bad meatball is like dry.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like a rock. But if you get like a really good, like in red sauce, like nice, soft meatball. Also, can we go back to the day where, like, what happened to calling people meatballs and turkeys?
I think people still get called turkeys.
Really?
Yeah, turkey.
Yeah, I don't
gobble
remember.
gobble turkey.
Last time you called someone a turkey.
Seriously?
Probably within a year.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you give us an example?
I think it's more of like a little cousin thing.
Oh.
Like, get out of here, you turkey.
Oh, well, okay. Like a little
Not
kid.
at the Edgar Allan Poe speakeasy.
Telltale turkey. And then finally,
damn turkey.
National Crab Meat Day. Jason, I know you can't really participate in this one. Chris, I have said the following thing before. I actually good like snow crab is probably my favorite seafood, including lobster. I think give me a nice thick crab leg over lobster any day of the week, but I'll throw two things out there. Number one, sometimes it's too much work.
It is work.
And it is work, right? Secondly,
especially when you reel them in like I do on a big boat.
Oh, and eating your own crab is pretty awesome. Gross, but you get my point. Let me ask you this. Are you a guy like me that cracks the leg and eats it, or are you somebody like my wife that cracks all of the crab legs, makes a giant pile of crab, and then eats all of that?
See, I'm like a combination of the two, to where I make a pile, but as I'm doing that, I take little bites as I go.
Okay. Finally, I would say this. Two things about crab, and I know we got to get to birthdays here. Number one, when somebody said, do crab think fish are birds? That still messes with me every day. And then secondly, somebody called crabs the insects of the ocean, and that still kind of messes with me to this day.
Yeah, I think they're part of the cockroach family.
Oh, gross. Really?
Yeah.
Ew, gross.
Bats love them.
Easy. Celebrity birthdays brought to you by Crumble Cookies. Crumble Cookies. Nothing says family and friends better than Crumble Cookies. Crumble Cookies. Yum, yum. Eat yourself some today. Jason Ross.
Happy birthday, Kenny.
Rogers. Nope, he's dead. Loggins.
Kenny.
Omega.
Kenny
Powers.
Smith. Former king.
Oh. Kenny Smith. Kenny Smith is 57.
Damn it. 58.
Good adjustment, Christopher Laud. 59 today for Kenny Smith. Happy birthday, Lester
Hayes.
Holt.
Yes.
Hey.
Lester Holt, newsman.
Not Hayes, Holt. Sacramento's Lester Holt.
Yes.
64.
Man. 66.
Too much of an adjustment. A tie, 65.
Wow, we were
Dave
close.
said a good number there. Happy birthday to Hines.
Ward.
Yes, how old's Hines Ward today?
Real quick, is there another Hines?
Ketchup.
No, that's a good point. Hines Ward is 46.
44.
Carmichael Day for the win, 48.
Nice.
Happy birthday, Freddie.
Freeman.
Kruger.
Happy birthday, Freddie Prinze Jr.
Oh. Former WWE writer, Freddie Prinze Jr.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not
Not know that.
Whoa. That was Nacho.
Was that the bat?
Freddie. She wanted to participate. What was that? Yeah. Okay. Freddie Prinze Jr., she says, is 51.
He is 47.
Christopher Laud for the win, 48.
Wow.
Happy birthday, James.
Almost. Edwards
Franco.
almost.
Vanderbeek.
Wow.
Oh,
I
okay.
want your laugh.
Jim Vanderbeek is he's 49.
46.
Christopher Laud for the win, 47.
I'm getting boat raced.
You're getting dog walked. Happy birthday, Sasha.
Aaron Cohen.
Vucevic.
Yes. Vujicic.
That one too.
Yeah, former Laker.
I'm getting bat flapped. Really?
Yeah.
Sasha is 41.
I don't know why I enjoyed that one so much.
Why?
I don't know. The
43.
I don't even know who said what. What did you say, Dave? Besides bat flapped.
I think I said 41.
You win. 40.
40? Nice.
Last one. Happy birthday, Jim.
Carey.
Edwards Almost.
Caviezel.
Jim Rice, Hall of Famer. Bat flap.
Bat flap. What? Who?
Hall of Fame outfielder for the Red Sox, Jim Rice.
Jim Rice is 72.
He is 68.
Dave for the win, 71.
Okay.
Gross.
Couple things, guys. I need your help there. Tom Maley got me saying that Cody is in an arm cast. Apparently, he's lying and messing with me, but that's because he asked when I was coming back. I told him the new PD approved me to be on remote permanently, and I think he believes me. So if you guys wouldn't mind keeping... Has he asked yet?
No, surprisingly, no.
Okay. Just keep that up, would you?
I'm going to be like really mad about it too.
Yeah. Be like, can you believe that, dude? What a prima donna. Like we're all kind of upset about it. Like, do me a favor, keep that going because I honestly have him. So
awesome.
We'll take a break when we. Jim Edwards almost got me. When we come back, Friday Fun and Games, right here on your home of Friday Fun and Games, Sacktown Sports.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out sacktownsports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, the Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on sacktownsports.com.
Hello, Sacramento. I'm Emran Pilati, owner of True Sports Cards and Collectible Store here in Rockland, California, and the host of the True Sports Cards Show that airs right here on Sacktown Sports 1140 every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m., where we discuss the latest trends, hottest products, and deliver exclusive interviews with other industry leaders. And don't forget to visit our shop, True Sports Cards, at 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland and see what we have for all your sports card and memorabilia needs.
Whether you're saving for that trip to the tropics or saving for an emergency, now is the time to take advantage of Wells Fargo's savings options. Wells Fargo offers savings accounts that can help you save towards your goals. So, what are you saving for? Visit a Wells Fargo branch or wellsfargo.com/save to open a savings account today.
Wells Fargo Bank, N.A., member FDIC.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. I got good news. The American Energy Heat and Air $0 HVAC diagnostic has been extended to February 29th. That's right. It expired at the end of January, but want to give you all an opportunity who missed out to get in. It's a $99 value. All right, it's $100, and right now it's free. I don't know how much easier I can pitch that. Normally $100, now $0. Let the American Energy team test your system, your connections, and all the moving parts of that system to make sure it's functioning properly. And you know who's going to be coming to your home? A group of people that have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. A group of folks that have been making the greater Sacramento area proud since 1981. $0 HVAC diagnostic. Normally a $100 value right now at American Energy Heat and Air. Go to AmericanEnergyAir.com or call them to make your appointment, 916-520-9990.
Hello, I'm Frank Hoff with Retirement Security Centers with a weekly economic update. We are now fully into income tax time. Many are gathering their various forms. Some may find a surprise on Form 1099 DIV due to the increase in interest rates last year. This is the form that details taxable dividends received. These dividends can be classified as qualified or non-qualified dividends, each potentially with a different income tax impact depending on your taxable income, ranging from 0% to 20%. Non-qualified dividends may be taxed at your regular income tax rate. When you receive your forms, your tax advisor can help you determine the potential impact to you. When millennials had a failure to launch, living at home with their parents later and later, they were called lazy. Now Gen Z is being lauded for the same thing, for being smart to wait and save as housing costs a balloon. While possibly financially savvy, a 2022 study showed an increase in depression and tension with their parents. The average age of first-time homebuyers increased to a record high of 36 years old last year, so it may not be so uncommon. How might this affect you or your family? Please go to frankontheradio.com to schedule an appointment, watch videos, and receive market updates. I'm ready to help you start your journey so you can define your future.
Frank Cockrell is a registered representative of Lincoln Financial Advisors Corporation, a broker-dealer member SIPC and registered investment advisor. Retirement Security Centers is not an affiliate of Lincoln Financial Advisors.
Welcome to the President's Day sale, happening now at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda. Celebrate with us and get huge savings on our giant selection. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings. Plus, get top dollar for your trade.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Number 1 claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company. Zone 1 report.
Record-breaking global sensation Chris Brown. The 11/11 tour. Chris Brown live in Sacramento. Golden One Center, July 30th. With special guest Money Long. Get tickets this Monday at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com. The brand new album 11/11 is available everywhere. For more, visit ChrisBrownWorld.com.
Birthdays are meant to be spent with family and friends, and nothing brings family and friends together better than freshly baked and home-delivered crumble cookies.
We have finally made it to Friday.
Let's end your week the right way with Friday Fun and Games
on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I was watching. I wish we had more time in the show. You guys should use this. I'll send it to you. Somebody mic'd up a bunch of little leaguers.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God. It's the best thing. I still have like a minute left. It's like the best thing they ever see. Like, I've ever heard. It's like Little League trash talk is so great. This guy's like, why are you wearing a bracelet? And the other kid's like, because I went on a trip out of state. And the little kid goes, where'd you go? Poopy land. And everyone's like, oh, my God. Burn.
That's something you would say now.
Yeah,
that's
Keegan Murray trash talk.
Yeah. It's 100% half their stuff. I would say right now.
Where'd you go to school? The toilet store.
Right, exactly.
Bad slap.
Jason, take us away, please.
Okay. Let's see. We're gonna do Friday Fun and Games. We've done this game before. Brendan's new to this, so I'm excited to see how he'll do. Dave, this is going to be a game that I feel like I should call Zachariah for any other reason, because he was always so eager to bid. He would bid like, I can name 10 of those things in the category, and would come out of the chute naming 7, and then the last 8 seconds would just panic.
Yeah.
So
we're going to get 15 seconds. Dave will go Dave, Chris, Brendan, Chris, Verlad in our bidding. And Dave, the first category, so basically, I think, Brendan, you'll follow pretty quickly.
Yeah.
You're going to try to name as many of these things as you can in 15 seconds. So, Dave, our first one, it's March. March Madness is almost here. I have, of the last 4 years, so there's 16 possible teams that have made the Final Four. So at least you know what the number is. How many do you think, as an opening bid, you can name in 15 seconds?
2.
Okay. Anybody want to go above 2?
I'll say 3.
Brendan? You don't have to bid if you don't want.
No, I'll try it 4.
Okay. Chris Verlad?
Yeah, I'm going to pass. I want to see Brendan do
Dave?
this.
Okay. I too shall pass.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
now it's a show. Chris, can you do 5?
Come on, help your guy out.
You can do it. All right, I'll try 5.
Can you do 6?
Nope.
Oh, it's on.
I'll try 5.
All right, 5 in 15 seconds. Go.
Yeah. Duke, North Carolina, Houston, San Diego State, and UConn.
There you go. Look,
Wow.
It's that easy.
Didn't even get to the siren.
Could have done it.
Yeah. You
Wow.
I think so.
Okay.
Well done.
LA, right?
Yeah. That's the right answer.
LA,
Baylor,
Gonzaga.
Davion.
Didn't even say that date. Yeah.
Wait, they've never won a championship.
Florida State.
No, it's just Final Four, right?
Yeah, just Final Four.
appearances.
And really, what's weird about that, when I looked it up, none of them, there are no repeats. 16 different teams.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. Next up, Chris Watkins. You will start this bidding. Let's do, we're going to go off sports, dog breeds.
Oh, man. I can do 3.
Brendan?
I could do 4.
Chris?
I could do 5.
Dave?
I could do 6.
Not doing 7.
Brendan?
Try 7.
Oh, Chris?
I'll let Brendan do it.
Okay, Dave?
Hold on. Didn't I say 7?
You did. No.
I thought you said 6.
Oh, did I? I'm sorry. I could do 8.
Brendan went to 7. Oh, Dave, you said 8?
Yeah.
Brendan?
I'm going to leave that one for Dave.
Okay,
then.
Dave, 8 and 15 seconds. Go.
Labradoodle, German Shepherd, Golden Retriever, French Bulldog, Chihuahua, Chiweenier, Beagle, Dachshund, Vizsla, Doberman, Pit Bull, Bulldog. How many is that? That 8?
4.
Labradoodle doesn't count.
Yeah.
Why?
I think we all looked when
2
you
and
did
1.
Chihuahua, then Chiweenier, but then you went like 9 over. So you did great. Good job.
Thank you. Appreciate
Okay,
it.
That was impressive.
Brendan. Television game shows.
Start with 3.
Chris?
4.
Dave?
5.
Chris Watkins?
I can do 6.
Okay, Brendan, back to you.
I want to play. I don't know that I can do 7, though.
Okay, so 6 is the
We'll
number.
just leave it at 6, yeah.
Christopher Ladd.
I could do 7.
Dave?
You could do 8.
I do think I could do 8, but I took the last round. I'll pass.
Yeah, I'm passing.
All right, Christopher Ladd, was it 7?
Yes.
7 to 15 seconds, go.
Price is Right, Jeopardy, Wheel of Fortune, Deal or No Deal. Let's Make a Deal. Press Your Luck.
There you go.
Oh, man. Sports Jeopardy. Celebrity Jeopardy.
Yeah, there you go. He got to the panic moment. Well done. Okay, where are we now? Christopher Ladd?
We call that the Zachariah.
I know. I wasn't freaking out because I couldn't think of oh no, I'm doing a Zachariah.
The Zachariah Bridge.
I think this one's going to be a difficult one. So I'm starting with Chris on this one. It's Oscars this weekend. So since 2010, Best Pictures.
Ooh. Like nominations or the winners?
The winners.
1.
Dave?
Nope.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely not.
This is going to be a failure.
I don't think I can name
I
any.
can do 2.
Oh, you can do 2?
Maybe.
Oh. The non-movie guys at 2. Chris?
Take it.
Oh, wow. 2. We gave him 2. Can he get 2 Best Pictures from 2010?
I don't think I can do 1.
Jerk. All right, let's go. 15 seconds.
I just thought 2. Didn't La La Land win?
No.
Am I wrong? Dang. That
Almost.
was it, man. That was my one shot, and I had it.
What's the Korean one?
Oh, didn't watch it. I know exactly
Parasite.
what you're talking.
Yes.
Parasite. There you go.
All right, we'll
so
just do
bad.
this exercise quickly as a team. Let's start the clock again. Just everybody name as many as you can if there's any. Go.
I shot my shot.
Parasite.
Parasite's 1. Anybody else?
What's the one that they announced it, but it was the other one? Was it Moonlighting or something?
Moonlight. There you
Moonlight.
go.
Okay.
That's what. Yeah.
Did The Revenant win?
Nope.
No.
And this is 10 years.
From 2010 to 2022.
Oh, he got 2.
We got 2.
You got to 2. Everything Everywhere All at Once
La La
last
Land
year.
Oh, that's right.
You had The King's Speech, Birdman, 12 Years. Anyway, we'll move on from that.
Oh, the King's Speech was good.
Was it?
It was.
Was that Mike Brown at the podium? What was going on? All right, Carmichael Dave. Let's go with another time frame from 2010 onward at the start of baseball. World Series champions. No repeat teams.
Oh, so for example, if a team won 3, that counts as 1?
Like every even year?
Yeah. Okay.
Correct. Since 2010. How many can you name?
Christ. I could probably name all of them, but I'll say 3.
3. Chris?
I couldn't name all of them. That was a joke.
I'll say 4.
Brendan?
I don't think I can get above 4.
Okay, Chris?
I think I could do 5.
Oh, Dave, back to you.
I will pass.
Take it, pal.
All right, Christopher Ladd, 5. Go.
Giants, Red Sox, Cubs, Phillies.
Oh, come on.
Rangers.
Bang, 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 bang.
Oh, Astros.
There you go. Phillies was not correct.
Phillies wasn't correct?
No.
That was 2009, right?
Yeah,
okay, got it.
Idiot.
Who's our leadoff here? You? Chris?
Yes.
Chris Watkins?
Last one.
Last one? Then I wanted to do this one. Okay. We might need... Yeah, we're going to do this one. All right, LeBron James just became the all-time leading scorer.
Sure did.
I got the top 25 here. How many can you name?
Oh my gosh.
In NBA history.
I'll start with 7.
Woo.
Do 8.
Oh.
Take it.
Dave?
Oh, God. I really want to do 9 here, but I'm not confident. I'm channeling my inner Zach. I'll pass. Go for it.
Chris?
I can do 9.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's go. Hey, you going to let him get you with that, Brandon? Come on.
Oh, my goodness. 10 of the 25. Oh, Chris wants to try 11.
I do want to try 11.
Do it.
Go ahead.
No, you got it. You got it.
10.
You got
Brendan.
it.
10.
You got it. It's easy.
Out of
it's
25
so easy.
in
You got
15
it.
seconds.
Don't overthink it.
Start the clock.
Kareem, Kobe, Shaq, Jordan, Carmelo. Is T-Mac up there? Tim Duncan. We'll go. Oh shoot, Kevin Garnett.
7. Already good. You got 7.
Gosh.
What about LeBron?
I don't think you said
missed
LeBron.
Yeah, you missed LeBron.
I could have gone LeBron.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry. LeBron, Kareem, Malone, Kobe Bryant, Jordan,
Will.
Dirk, Wilt,
I think I
Shaq,
said
KD, Carmelo, Moses Malone, Elvin Hayes, Hakeem, Oscar Robertson, Dominique, Tim Duncan, Paul Pierce, John Havlicek, KG, Vince Carter, James Harden, Alex English, Reggie Miller, Jerry West, and Russell Westbrook.
Should have had that one.
Should have had that
Russ is
one.
25.
Yeah.
Gentlemen,
guys.
quick question for the two of you, especially since he's not here and he's probably not listening. If Alan Styles' baby, let's say, goes out to a nice lead in the baby races, but then loses, is it acceptable for the crowd to boo the baby?
I think so. It's a performance-based business, and
He's talked up this win, right?
He has, right. He set the expectation at a certain level, and if you don't meet expectations,
Yeah.
you can't gauge what's going to happen. So.
Something needs to motivate that baby.
Yes.
And it might be the booze.
Do you trust Alan Styles, or do you think the baby could be on performance enhancers?
I think Alan's probably going to push the kid a little bit too far, if I had to guess. Yeah.
Okay.
He's already started playing like music from his phone to try and simulate real life environment, and I think he's going to try some unorthodox methods.
No, that's just appropriate preparation.
Yeah.
Some would say
elite training.
Alan is off for spring training, down having some fun playing some golf. So Brendan Nunez steps up to the plate along with Chris Watkins, and I'm sure they will be recapping yesterday, previewing the weekend, and so much more for Todd Donovan, for Brendan Nunez earlier, for Jason Ross, Chris Furlot, and myself. Thanks so much for listening. These fellas are next. Have a great weekend. Light the beam. Bye now.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Can he do it? Yes.